gummy gang, 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 gummy gang. COSTA guy. Gummy gang, 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 gummy gang. Gummy gang, 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 gummy gang. Gummy gang, 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 gummy gang.
We MMA-HOLES, community be so dope. We got the best watch-alongs, the internet say so. Who you gonna pick now, the over or the under? Chris will give his picks out, and I don't trust no other. Main card or the prelims, it don't really matter. UFC fight nights and pay-per-views on a platter. Toe holes and omoplatas, blood nose and split bananas, thug rolls and empanadas, big bowls of marijuana. Gummy gang, gummy gang, gummy gang. I need 2 joints to hang in the homie Craig gang. I'm printing ear to ear, amped up, showing things. It's time to watch the fights, beast mode, watch them bang.
How you doing? Welcome to Gummy Gang, the greatest second channel in the fucking world. Smash the like button. How you doing? It's Wednesday night, the Wednesday before Christmas. I can't get over it. I was looking at the calendar, and I was like, damn, Christmas it's here already. This is nuts. The new year will be here in no time. So hopefully you all got your Christmas shopping done. And yeah, but put up your trees. Does anyone not have their trees up yet? Anyone not have their Christmas lights up yet? Let me know in the chat. All right, anyway, here we are goofing off on the second channel. We got 3 topics that we're going to dabble with. We're going to talk about the Russian vaccine that will destroy cancer, which is kind of interesting. You know, vaccines is a very controversial topic these days, and now there's a vaccine to destroy cancer, so we'll look into that. Drones flying all over the world, and what's the deal? You know, the Pentagon speaking out about it, the president speaking out about it. It's just a whole thing, this drone thing. Is it dangerous? Is it something that, are they aliens? Are we being attacked? And finally, we're going to be discussing weapons, self-defense, guns. I've noticed this. It's kind of crazy, man. The last couple of streams that I did about guns, they didn't get demonetized. I was like, what? Like self-defense, guns, all that stuff. Those videos are monetized, yet the last 2 not monetized. Everything that we do around any other video that we do here, they just yank monetization away from us. It's very strange. I wonder why that is. Because I know, you know, you're not really supposed to be talking about that stuff on YouTube, but for some reason they monetize it. It's weird. If you know the answer, let me know in the description. But today I was holster shopping, and you know, I've been really doing a lot of research on weapons and self-defense, and you know, I mean, listen, there's martial arts, but then there's, hey, I'm gonna pull my piece out and take care of business. You know, let's get straight to the point. I'm fascinated with it. So I've been going down that rabbit hole. I've been learning a lot. I was in this weapon store today, and I was learning the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts that you do. I can't get off the videos on YouTube. I'm obsessed. I'm absolutely obsessed. But if I have a firearm, you know, I'm not borrowing a firearm. I should have had this information in my brain when I was borrowing, you know, from neighbors and whatever. But now that I have my own, I'm like, I want to make sure that I am a pro at this thing. I want to make sure that no one's in danger unless they're coming after me and my family. So I'm fascinated by this whole world of guns and all that stuff. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's start off with the vaccine and cancer. It's pretty interesting. When I woke up today, I looked on the X. I was scrolling around, and you know, I was looking at MMA stuff, and then all of a sudden I just see these posts of Putin and this cancer vaccine. I'm like, what? Sounds sketch, right? It's pretty crazy. Concealed. Yeah. So I'm my whole thing now is concealed carry. Like that's the whole thing. I want to, get really understand it. If I'm going to be strapped, I want to make sure. I mean, in the house, this and that, you pull it, you do what you got to do. But concealed, I want to make sure I, cross my T's and dot my I's so I don't shoot myself in the dick. So yeah. So I've been learning about that, and I've been getting pretty. I've been catching up on all that kind of stuff. It's fascinating. It really is. Real G's typically hold the glizzy sideways when drilling their ops. Yeah, I hear that you're not supposed to do that, right? I've been learning a lot about range etiquette and stuff like that. There's so much to learn. It was funny. When I was at the store today, my parents swung by and they saw that, I guess they saw my car outside, so they stopped in, and I'm getting like all this training, and it's so funny. Like they're like, there's a lot, like you got to know a lot, and I'm like, it makes me feel more comfortable that this is a thing. The whole gun community, everyone's like, you better not make a fucking mistake. Like I like that they're trying to drill all this information in your head. It makes me more comfortable now. I'm starting to feel more. I used to feel very uncomfortable around people with weapons because I'm like, oh, you guys got little dicks. You drive the big trucks. What are you trying to prove? What are you scared of? And now that I'm kind of mingling with this community, I kind of get it. I got the little dick. I got the truck now. Not the big one, but I got a truck. It's weird. It is weird, but we had this whole bro conversation and I'm learning all this shit. Never too late. But anyway, let's start with this whole thing. By the way, who's in the chat? Let's have a conversation. I like to talk to the chat before I go down this rabbit hole of insanity, searching the YouTubes and watching videos and stuff like that. So before I become completely brain numb to the internet, how's everyone doing today? How was everyone's days today? Hopefully all is well. Hold on. These are not drones you're looking for. These are not the drones we were looking for. Yeah. The drones, the droids, whatever. You're here barely? What the hell, Pulse? What do you mean barely? Just hanging in there? I don't know, man. Today was a weird one. Today was a very weird day. A lot of emotion going on. I don't know. Maybe I just have no emotion. I don't know what it is. I just, like, when I wake up, I'm just happy to be alive. Like, I wake up, I'm like, even if I'm depressed, I'm like, this is fantastic. I'm breathing, I'm so happy to be alive. But then, like, you encounter things and, attitudes and whatever, and you're like, what? We're alive, man. Shouldn't we be happy? I guess not. How you doing, DB920? How's it going? Good ABT to snack. Good ABT to snack. What are you saying there, Jamie? Good ABT to snack. What? How you doing, pal? Hopefully you're well. Gummying up. You know what? I'm gonna gummy up right now. Let's just get going. I didn't gummy up last stream. I haven't gummied up in a couple of days. This is crazy. What am I doing here? How dare I not be high for? It's been, wow. This is day number 3. This is crazy. About to snack. Okay, what are we grazing on? What are we grazing on tonight? That's because you have have a successful YouTube channel, a nice house, a hot wife, and 2 procreations. Sounds like a good life. Yeah, I mean, but I can't complain, right? But everyone, I guess, I don't know. Everyone finds reasons, right? And I fall victim of this too. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you just have a bad day. You wake up and you're just like, today I'm not having it. I was today, before my daughter went to sleep, she asked me to read a story, and Jesse was cool enough to get this book that was, I guess it was a Father's Day gift. I can't remember what I had for breakfast, let alone, gifts from the past. But it's this nice book, and it's like this, the likeliness of me, like the image looks like me, and the kid looks like Ellie, and it's like Daddy and Ellie type thing. It's a really cute book. And it has, like, it's kind of sad. Like, you go through this book, and it's like me telling Ellie and comforting her that, hey, one day, we're going to have all these beautiful moments when you're younger, but then you're going to grow up and we're going to kind of go our own way. And it's like, I'm like, this is terrible. But I read that to her. But then, the sadness of that book went away when she didn't want to go to sleep. And she was sitting up in bed. It's like, I want mommy. Like, I just read this this beautiful, heartfelt book between me and you. We're like, this is supposed to be a bonding moment. And she's like, I want mommy. After that, I'm like, damn, man. Well, fuck this book. This book is spitting lies. This is just lies in this book. This is not how life is. How you doing, Aunt Kathy? Pale's mom. All right, let's go. I gummy up at bedtime every night. Do you really? Is that true? That's badass. Your mom and my mom dabble in the gummies. That's awesome. You guys should hang out. A recent study has shown that scientists cause cancer in laboratory animals. What? Well, we'll go down that rabbit hole. We'll see if that's true. How you doing, Ed boy? What's going on? Welcome to the Gummy Gang. How you doing? Throw the book at her. I know, right? What a bitch. You know, fuck this book. Imagine I just slammed the book on the floor. You know, well, fuck this book. You ungrateful little girl. Hey,
mate. Clinking be amongst. Where's me emoji and me DMs home slice smiley face peace sign.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, damn, I forgot the freaking emoji. I gotta get it to you. I don't know, I don't know if Jesse's watching or not, but if Jesse is, please DM Smokey your special face emoji. I completely forgot. My head is so scrambled these days. So yeah, Saturday we're gonna, and thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate that, man. That's very kind of you. Merry Christmas. You know, it's funny. I was thinking about Australia today. Today was like 80 degrees. 80 degrees. Christmas is next week. It was 80 degrees. I was like, this is phenomenal. This is my kind of Christmas. I tried to pitch going to the pool today. That got vetoed. I don't know. I got to stop being so fun. You know, want to do fun things and shit. Clearly no one else wants to do it. Like, I don't know why I pitch these things. Why do I try to be fun? I just got to be boring. Just sit home, vegetate, just kind of just melt into my chair. So Saturday we got Usyk versus Fury. And that's going on early. And then at night, Christine Ferrer is fighting in BKFC. So it's a double feature. Then Friday, I was like, all right, what are we going to do here? I could Fook off on a Friday, but next week is the finale. The finale of Fook off Friday. It's going to be phenomenal. Next week's going to be the end of the year. Who gets the money belt? It's going to be a whole thing. We'll invite people on. It'll just be a big shindig. So I'm like, all right, any fights till we react to? And I'm looking around, and there's a fight organization that's in France called, what are they called again? What the hell's the name of them? I don't know how to watch it. It's called, I'm having a KSW. I was like, oh, maybe we'll react to this. And I'm like, how do you watch this? This is internet pay-per-view, like nowhere to find it. I'm like, all right. And then I saw ONE FC was on, and it's like at 5:30 a.m. on the East Coast. So you might see me there. You might see me Friday very, very early in the morning for ONE FC. Now, let me know if any lunatics are going to be around for that. But I'm thinking about that. So that might be the Friday stream. It actually would work out because then I would have the rest of the day. And then Saturday, all day will be streaming for 2 events. So I think we're going to do that. So I made those thumbnails. And yeah. The fight organization in France is called the Ultimate Surrender Championship. Oh, my God. There's a comedian. Tom, you might like this comedian. God damn, Tom. You maybe Tom might appreciate this comedian here. Let me show this guy before before I go into the topics of this stream. You watch ONE FC every morning. Are you up that early, Wiz? Because I think we're going to do it. It's free. It's on YouTube. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's a good way to start the day. I'll be, as long as it's scheduled. Yeah, I don't want to throw Jamie off with the watch time. You know, crazy times. All right, here we go. So there's a comedian that, you guys probably saw this guy already. I find him very, very funny. I find him very amusing. He basically tells dad jokes in the subway of Manhattan, right? And he does different characters. 1 minute he's Ronald McDonald. The next minute he's Adolf Hitler. Like he's always a different person. And this bit, he's on the subway telling really bad boxing jokes. Okay? ONE FC, it's on at like 5:30 a.m. Eastern time. So if people are on their way to work or whatever, you could pop me in the ear and we'll just watch some ONE FC for breakfast. But check out this guy. Tom is the reason why I put this here. He probably would get a kick out of this. I think this guy is so fucking funny. I think he's great. He's phenomenal. He's just on the subway telling terrible jokes, but he does it in a way that just makes it funny. He's like the subway Norm Macdonald.
And conductor, if I could do some comedy about boxing, he said, knock yourself out. So, here I am. A boxer and Dracula's girlfriend have a lot in common. They both go down for the count. Alright, looks like some of you are just waiting for a good punchline. Someone asked me why boxers don't make love the night before a big fight. I'm like, well, we really don't like each other. So, why would we do that? I found my dad's drugs. They were in his speed bag.
Look at these people.
They were in his speed bag. I once boxed a dyslexic boxer. I okayed him.
But
I okayed him. I got into a fight with a lobster up in Portland. It was the main event. It was the main event.
Get it?
I once fought a paraplegic boxer. He was a good sport. He rolled with the punches.
Oh my God. See, she's laughing. Dude, this guy is fucking hilarious. He's so Jesse thinks this is the most unfunny thing in the world. And that is what makes him funny. That's what makes this guy funny. It just gives me the Norm Macdonald vibes. And if you could deliver a really bad joke and make people laugh, that's a comedian. I was telling my mom, I was like, I'd rather see a comedian that tells horrific jokes but does it funny, like an actual funny person telling bad jokes, rather than the reverse. You know what I'm saying? Like an unfunny person telling good jokes, it just doesn't work.
He rolled with the punches. I once saw two boxers 69ing. They were trading blows. A waitress once asked me if I wanted to box for my leftovers. She made it 3 rounds. The joke there being that we like fought for the food, not like it. Okay, cool. Sorry. I've been married 10 years. I don't know if we're gonna make it to 11. Our relationship is kind of rocky.
It's so stupid. Oh, it's so dumb.
My friend's a terrible boxer. He had to go to art class just to learn how to draw blood. I never box a pirate. They have a killer right hook.
A-trains running at limited capacity and D-trains are running at limited capacity.
Why is it called boxing? Fisting was already taken.
Look at this. He's like, well.
Sorry, that was inappropriate. Peter Pan makes a terrible boxer. His punches never land. They never land. Well, I lasted 2 rounds with you. That's not bad. You know what's funny? They say 11 to 40% of boxers will experience memory loss in their career. I think that's crazy. You know what's funny? They say 10 to 40% of boxers will experience memory loss at some point in their career. I think that's crazy. I usually have a lot of cleaning up to do after a match. I guess you could call me Mike Dyson. Mike Dyson. I love going to work. My favorite part is punching in. Love to punch in. I have to train.
Oh my God, phenomenal. What a performance. There you go. So, moral of the story, Tom, try it on the subway. Give it a shot on the subway. You might have more success. Oh, man. Get into costume, you know? Funny shit, man. He's got a whole fucking page of that. Just different characters, and I'm crying laughing. I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. This is so dumb. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's so good, man. It's so good. All right, here we go. Now let's get serious here because it's a very serious show and we're trying to cure cancer. So where else to go to cure cancer but Russia?
The patients, the name of the vaccine has not been revealed yet, but it is currently not clear which cancers the vaccine is designed to treat and how effective it is and how Russia plans to roll it out. But The statement coming in from the Russian Health Ministry that the country has developed a vaccine to fight cancer, and that the vaccine is to be rolled out starting next year free of cost.
Okay, let me ask you in the chat. That is Vishwana, yes. Let me know in the chat. Would you take a vaccine to cure cancer? Now, this is interesting because we're just coming off the COVID situation, and there's a lot of people anti-vax, and I understand it. And I stopped getting those, no boosters for me and none of that crazy stuff. Some people in certain countries were forced to take vaccines. Some people work in a certain situation where you have no choice. Military, I mean, they're just shoving needles in you left and right. But if it cures cancer, and it's interesting, when people have cancer, you know, or any serious, you know, disease or whatever, you're like, well, fuck it, give me what you got, you know, let's fix this up. So it's an interesting situation. Everyone inevitably would get cancer unless we die before we get it, but eventually we're all going to get cancer in some sort of way. It's just going to fucking happen unless, you know, something else takes us out. But our bodies are meant to just basically, you know, all the crap we're eating and everything, we're just feeding the cancer cells, right? So it's just inevitable. And it's a horrific thing. Thankfully, like my uncle just beat cancer, and more and more stories we're hearing of people getting over it with chemo and this and that. But if they were to stick an injection in you and all of a sudden, poof, there goes the cancer, boy, that's quite the decision to make. We need to find something without this crazy-ass music. Hold on a second. Russian scientist claims... Okay, here we go. Yes.
Groundbreaking cancer vaccine has emerged from the country. Marking a major leap forward in oncology, the vaccine aims to prevent the recurrence of aggressive tumor.
Never vaxxed, but I had COVID like 20 times. Yeah, a lot of people that say, I know people that not many, but a couple of people that didn't get COVID, but they don't go anywhere. Like they're not around, they're in a bubble, right? So if you don't, that's the key. Just stay away from all the germs and all those icky people, because if you do, you're eventually going to get it.
By teaching the immune system to recognize and destroy cancer cells. Early clinical trials have shown promising results.
Teaching the immune system to destroy cancer cells. That, like, it's really scary to think about, right? Because, like, of course you want a cure for cancer, right? You want that, but if we start curing all these things, like, what do we get? The overpopulation and everyone just living to like 200 years old and stuff. Like, I don't know. It sounds like we're playing with fire here.
Particularly in patients with melanoma, lung cancer, and aggressive breast cancer.
Wow, melanoma, lung cancer, and aggressive breast cancer. Damn. Sounds weird though, right? Doesn't it sound weird? What do the Russians have up their sleeve?
The vaccine was developed in partnership with several research centers and is expected to be released for public use by early 2025. The Russian president earlier this year announced the testing of this vaccine.
Imagine Putin cures cancer. Like, imagine like this is legit. I mean, you never know. But the person to save everyone from cancer is Putin? Could you imagine? Dude, that'd be crazy.
Мы вплотную подошли к созданию так называемых онковакцин, вакцин против рака и иммуномодулирующих препаратов нового поколения. И рассчитываю, что уже скоро они будут эффективно использоваться как методы индивидуальной терапии.
The vaccine is not a one-size-fits-all solution. Instead, it is tailored to each patient's genetic and immunological.
Yeah, JV says I would increase exploration. Yeah. Well, you're a young man without cancer, right? Say, and listen, knock on wood, we don't want anyone to get cancer here. It's a fucking terrifying thing. But say if you got cancer. You know what I'm saying? You get the big C. Would you roll the dice? I got to be honest here. I might. I might be like, you know what? Let's roll the dice here. I might.
Profile, making it safer and more effective than many traditional therapies. At the heart of this...
Imagine not having to go through chemo. You know? Imagine not having to... I mean, you see people going through chemo. Maybe someone... I mean, I'm sure at least everyone in the chat probably has a relative or someone close to them that's gone through chemo. It's a fucked up thing, you know?
Breakthrough is artificial intelligence. AI was instrumental in speeding up the vaccine development by analyzing massive data sets, mapping cancer mutations, and predicting the immune response. It has also allowed researchers to create a vaccine that targets only cancerous cells, sparing healthy tissue and minimizing side effects. The Russian cancer vaccine, set to launch in 2025, represents the fusion of cutting-edge technology and medical science. While still in clinical trials, its potential to save lives is going to be monumental.
So they're probably using like people with cancer already as guinea pigs to try to figure this thing out. But man, 2025, they're going to be rolling this thing out to the public. It's scary. You know, it's pretty scary because it does feel like we're playing, you know, we're playing God here. You know, there's got to be a negative to this.
Cancer remains one of the world's deadliest diseases, claiming over 10 million lives annually. If successful, this vaccine...
Yeah, 10 million lives annually. Why do you think cancer does that? It's because of it's controlling the population. Like, that's, at the end of the day, the reason why humans turn on each other and just start mass shootings happen and viruses infect people and it's because that's the world, right? That's like we're trying to... Hey, Nicole, how you doing? How you doing, Nicole? Thank you for being a member for 43 months. Shout out to Nicole, a gummy ganger of the chat. Thank you so much, Nicole. It's basically life, right? We are viruses on this planet. We are literally destroying this planet. So there are things in place to control the population. You know, all these horrible things that happen. I truly believe it's just population control. And now we're counterbalancing that. What they say, 10 million people per year? Like, could you imagine now those people stay on the earth? You know?
It could bring hope to millions, particularly those at high risk of cancer recurrence after surgery or chemotherapy.
But say if it wasn't for me, say if it was, you know, not a one, it's a loved one. I'm fucking rolling the dice. I'm saying, let's go. I want that loved one to be healthy. You know?
Bureau Report, Business Today Television.
It's crazy, man. It's so crazy. Vaccine for cancer. Russia unveils breakthrough mRNA vaccine. He's working on Trump here. It's so wild, though, right? Like, what is this?
Wonderful, wonderful.
I don't know, Mose. The way this video is being narrated give me scammer vibes.
Well, yeah. That's clearly, both of the videos that I played were straight up AI generated voices and, you know, fun AI music. We'll find out if I get hit. It's weird, right? The whole thing is weird. Now, hopefully, none of us get cancer anytime soon. We could let people try this thing out for many years. And God forbid it happens to us. Time has passed. We'll be like, okay, this works. Okay, cool. But it's nuts, man, to think. Could you imagine? Imagine being alive where they've cured cancer. I mean, essentially, you know, with chemo and stuff like that, we're pretty much there. Like, it's nuts what they can do with countering the cancer cells. But could you imagine a vaccine that stops cancer? Wild. Russia develops cancer vaccine. I want to see something where it's soaked in. Someone can actually think about this. Russian vaccine and recent research. Here we go. This guy looks trustworthy. Look at this dude. This fucking gremlin.
You are most welcome to today's video. Thank you for coming back. Always appreciate it. Now, today's video is not for everyone, but I'm going to give it a bottom line.
I am legend. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, maybe this is the start of the rage, like in 28 Days Later. There's got to be a negative to it. Right off the bat, the overpopulation thing is the one thing that jumps into my head. But could you imagine, like, I mean, they're tracking devices, or I don't know, they're putting something inside you through these vaccines. Like, there's got to be a million conspiracies about it. and it's coming from Russia, which is like, all right, huh?
On it first. I've been looking at 4 scientific studies that have been recently published. But it's not just any 4 studies. It's studies that I believe are going to have a great significant impact on what happens to us all over the next few months.
Now keep in mind, as this guy's going to break this thing down for us, he's got 3 million subscribers. Over his right shoulder is an old school COVID poster over here, which wound up being a bunch of nonsense anyway. But 3 simple steps for prevention. So it's like the mask. It's got the fucking wash your hands. Remember those days? Remember when that shit was going on? So take what he says with a grain of salt. Oh, shit. Look at this. Vlad just gifted 5 Gummy Gang memberships. Oh, my God. A glorious gifting from Vladimir. Thank you so much, Vladimir. Come on. That's the guy. That's the guy. Come on.
That's the guy.
Hey. Let's go. Musical, how you doing? No Chill, how you doing, guys? What's going on? I recognize you guys. Well, welcome to the Gummy Gang. Speaking of a musical and No Chill, I saw you guys in that guy's chat. Someone came into our chat and gave that gem to us. So of course we checked out his channel and it delivered. I stumbled on the Clown Show guy again the other night, and dude, that guy, well, actually not him live. It was a replay. It was a 10-hour stream, and I listened to a little bit of his replay. Yo, there is like this subgenre of MMA YouTubers that aren't really MMA YouTubers. They're just kind of like they're kind of drama YouTubers that pretend they're MMA YouTubers, but they're more linked into the drama side of things. It's quite the world. It's quite the world. Maybe I'll do a stream on those guys on this channel, not on the main channel, on this channel. Don't got time for that shit on the main channel. But it's fucking nuts. Dude, what a world. What a rat. And I'm like, man, like when we started 8 years ago, there was this rabbit hole that I used to go down of like crazy YouTubers. And I feel like I'm starting to find myself going down that rabbit hole again. Thank you so much, Vlad, man. I appreciate you. I think I'll wait until the CDC says it's safe because they're, yeah. I mean, I don't blame you. Listen, you don't have cancer. Don't even fucking bother getting this thing, right? Don't even bother. Well, I'm not getting, listen, unless I'm on death's doorstep and I'm running out of options, fucking shoot that fucking thing in me. Let's go. Let's try to stay on this earth. I don't want to go anywhere. But I don't recommend anyone taking anything. If you're completely healthy, that's crazy. Like in that COVID shit that was going on, just because this guy's got a YouTube plaque, I don't buy any of that nonsense. Am I totally against vaccines? Well, I'm kind of on the fence because I got kids. And, you know, I got the vaccines when I was a kid, and there's these vaccines. I don't know how I feel about it. That's a conversation for another time, I guess. But I'm just going with the flow, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to get cancer if Jess doesn't send me the... we got to remember. I know. I completely forgot about that. So weird. Everyone in my house is in the chat on their phones. And you are the big... Let's go. Let's go, Nicole. The whole family's involved.
Wonderful, wonderful.
How the hell is it Gummy Gang, though, man? Out of all channels, this is the channel you got on there? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Shout out to the monkey family. Let's go. That's actually pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that.
And the first one, this is just to give you the bottom line briefly. The first line,
I mean, it's the greatest second channel of all time. There's no second channel better than this one.
The first one relates to the Russian vaccine. Now, this has actually been published in The Lancet, which I thought was a reputable medical journal.
Am I team Giuliano or team Clown Show? So let me get this. Let me get this clear. The Clown Show was talking about the drug addict, and Giuliano is the guy that I stumbled on. That's the guy that's friends with Nina Drama, right? Is that the guy, Giuliano? Let me make sure I got that correct. I know who the Clown Show is, and apparently the Clown Show is an ARC guy that I remember way back. Apparently he was shitting on us years ago. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I guess he just looks for channels to go off on, and then that's his shtick, and that's fine. That's funny. But Yeah, now that I linked him to the ARC guy that was back in the day, that guy used to go off on us back in the day too. Apparently now we're fine. The clown guy's pretty funny though. I gotta admit, that dude is fucking off his rocker. He talks all this shit, but he doesn't show his face. Like it's so fucking funny, man. I thought O'Malley was a clown show. Yeah, that's a clown show. I don't know which team I'm on. I don't really know the other guy. He seemed nice. He just was very drugged up. Clown has said before on deleted streams that he went after you and grew years ago. Okay. Yeah, no, I remember Justin Jr. was in our chat and he used to say ARC this, ARC that. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? And then I found the guy, he had like a monkey avatar and he was screaming about everything. And then he transitioned to a clown. He's pretty funny though. I'm not gonna lie. Anytime I stumbled on a stream, he's a funny dude. Like the dude's out of his mind.
But it turns out that the Lancet have published this paper about the Russian Phase 1 and Phase 2 clinical trials. And the number of subjects that they're reporting on is 76. This is not a big number for vaccine trials. 76. And it sounds like on the basis of these 76 cases.
So wait. So all right. So this does sound very early stages. Am I getting this correctly? He said 70. The edible's going to kick and I'm going to be in trouble. But he said 76. That's it. 76. That seems very low.
Published in the Lancet at last. They're going to be starting Phase 3 clinical trials in Mexico. So that's
test out the Mexicans. Use them. We start with rats. Then we start with our own Russians. Then we go to the Mexicans.
That's a bit of a concern, but we'll look at the detail. The good news is it does seem that the virus, an immune response to the virus is generated by the Russian vaccine. But to get a paper published in the Lancet with 76 subjects, yeah, more of that later. Now, the next paper is going to look at children as asymptomatic spreaders. Looks like about 42% of children are going to have no symptoms but spread the virus. Some will develop symptoms later, but it looks like they're spreading the virus a lot. Now,
wait, what the fuck? Wait a second. What am I watching here? Oh, wow, what the fuck? This is 4 years ago. This is something, this is on COVID. No wonder he's got the damn poster in back. What the fuck? Edible didn't even kick in yet, and here I am. Autism, massive increase. So he's talking about the vaccine. So he's talking about the COVID vaccine. Actually, you know what? I kind of am with him on what he was saying about the COVID vaccine. Fucking hell. Talk about what are we doing? 3 hours ago. Free speech, autism. Oh, fuck this guy. I'm wasting everyone's time. Jesus Christ. Get out of here, you crooked tooth bastard. All right, so there's really nothing on this. Russia's free cancer vaccine is ready. It's going to be another AI. This is Times of India. Anyone in the U.S. talking about this? Bomb kills Russian general in Moscow. Uh-oh. So they got this Ukraine war going on, and then just their side mission is let's cure cancer. Russia's Sputnik V COVID-19 vaccine. That's 3 years ago. Let's make sure we click on the right thing this time. I don't know. This seems like a bunch of nonsense. Russian claims big cancer breakthrough. New anti-cancer vaccine. Here we go. This is like real. I'm watching the wrong fuck. I'm watching a video from 4 years ago. And I saw the COVID sign too. I was like, no, he kept it up. Oh, fucking hell, man. And the edible didn't even kick in yet. Could you fucking believe this? All right, let's see this nonsense. Everything's got music and shit. All right, this is a scam. Cancer-busting vaccines are coming here. How they work. Yeah, come on, explain this shit.
Most vaccines work.
Oh, okay.
By training the immune system to recognize harmful viruses or bacteria.
Here we go. Cheerio. All right, here we go. This is 8 months ago. Fuck off. Actually, what cancer-busting vaccines are coming. So this was talking about this 8 months ago. I mean, clearly they've been working. Are they going to bring up the Russian? All right, let's see.
Most vaccines work by training the immune system to recognize harmful viruses or bacteria. Vaccines are usually given before we actually get infected.
Is this Sharon Osbourne? I don't trust her. Anyone that sounds like Sharon Osbourne, I don't trust.
As a form of preventative medicine. But cancer researchers are also developing vaccines that could be used as treatments after cancer has been found. The idea
So this is exactly what's going on. This was 8 months ago.
is to teach the body's immune system to recognize the cancer cells and then kill them. There are several ways to do this. Every cell in the body is surrounded by a cell membrane with proteins embedded in it.
Or if we could all stop eating processed food and sugar, we wouldn't have to worry about cancer. But we can't do that. So let's go this route.
Inside cells, there are proteins too. Cancer cells make proteins found nowhere else in the body. Think of them like a barcode. The simplest type of cancer vaccine takes a single protein commonly found in one type of cancer and teaches the immune system to react to it. The protein, or antigen, is injected into the body where an immune cell called a dendritic cell ingests it. The dendritic cell then activates...
And then you start talking like Ozzy. This is wild, right? Teaching the cells.
It's another class of immune cells called T cells, and these attack the cancer. This method is straightforward, and hospitals could have a supply of vaccines in the fridge for the most common types of cancer. But in trials, these vaccines haven't always worked, so researchers are now trying to target patients' tumours more specifically. As tumours grow, they mutate, which means they change.
Anyone beating off to this in the chat? Anyone pants down to the ankles? Smacking it to Sharon Osbourne's voice?
The unique proteins that each patient's tumour acquires as it mutates are known as neoantigens, and these neoantigens are being tested as the basis for personalised...
I just realized. I'm sorry, Pel's mom. I apologize. That was inappropriate. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Vaccines. First, a sample of the patient's tumour is taken. The tumour cells contain messenger RNA, which carries the genetic instructions for making proteins.
Pearl Cream in the chat, are you the one that has the, I know this is completely unrelated to the cancer cure, but are you the one that has all the aliases, the Sanosis, the Joe Mamas? Is that you? Can someone just tell me who that is? Because that account is hilarious. I see him in all the other channels, and they're every person from our regular chat. Just a new account. Is that you, Pearl Cream?
The mRNA is extracted and sequenced along with the cell's DNA to identify the instructions for the tumour's unique proteins, its neoantigens. The ones predicted to most powerfully stimulate the immune system are selected and injected into the body for the dendritic cells to find. This kind of bespoke mRNA vaccine is showing exciting promise for treating melanoma and pancreatic cancers.
This is it.
There's another way to make personalized...
Yeah, this has been going on. This is the first I've heard of this. Did anyone else in the chat hear about this? Like this video is eight months ago. And just recently, Eureka. Russia's got it. So that's crazy.
Vaccines that doesn't involve genetic sequencing. Again, a tumour sample is taken, but this time the proteins are extracted from the cancer cells and then, without identifying the proteins, introduced to a sample of the patient's dendritic cells in a petri dish. When the dendritic cells are injected back into the body, they stimulate T cells to recognise and attack the cancer. Personalised vaccines may be very powerful, but making them anew for every patient is costly and time-consuming. So scientists are also working on off-the-shelf treatments, where the vaccination process occurs completely within the patient's body. Patients are given drugs that activate dendritic cells, as well as a treatment like radiotherapy that kills cancer cells. The dying cancer cells release their proteins, which are mopped up by the switched-on dendritic cells. These cells then present the cancer proteins to T cells, stimulating the T cells to attack the cancer. All of these approaches are still being developed and tested. If trials continue to go well, vaccines that boost the body's own immune defences look set to become another tool in our efforts to defeat cancer.
Wow. So this is the origin here. This is what they've been working on. And right now, Russia is pretty much there. They're right there. 2025, they're going to release it to the public. Dude, that's nuts. That is crazy. Man, if this works, there's going to be so many people walking this earth. They should have did a COVID vaccine video like this. You notice no COVID vaccine video popped up like this, explaining everything. They're just like, no, take it. Trust me. It works. Just stick this in you. Just stick that, shove that in you real quick. That'll solve everything. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is the guy. 4 years ago. Europe and Russian vaccine. This is that guy. Now, this is 4 years ago. I just want to hear it quickly.
Let's get some perspective on this story now. We have John Campbell with us. He's a health...
This is the fucking COVID shit. Okay, fuck you. Inside the secret lab developing Russian coronavirus vaccine today. Oh, this says Russian vaccine. Hold on. Russian... It's fascinating. Science. Mr. White. Science, bitch. A lot of Indians. Not many Americans making videos on this. Dark Truth, Russian Cancer Vaccine by, here's Muhammad.
நமக்குனே ஒரு வேர்ல்ட் செஸ் சாம்பியன் உருவாயிட்டாரு குகேஷ் அவர்கள் அவருக்கு வாழ்த்துக்கள்.
That was Mr. Patel. He doesn't speak English. Yeah, this is weird. Why is no one in America talking about this? We're the only ones talking about this. What's going on here? Yeah, it's a bunch of like foreign shit. Vaccines have been developed for cancer patients. This is a year ago that have high risk. But we're here. I want to hear it. Man, it's like no one talking about it now. This is bizarre. What's this Russian? So this is all over the place.
Joining us now is NBC's Hala Gourani and Mark Polymeropoulos, former chief of operations in Europe and Eurasia at the CIA and NBC News National Security Intelligence.
Yeah, I think we just broke the news. Like no one, how is not one American YouTube channel talking about this? This is fucking crazy. Where's Joe Rogan when you need him? Joe Rogan to save the day. That's why you got me here. Stumbling through this topic. No clue what the hell's going on. But at least we got the backstory of what they've been working on.
Intelligence analyst. So, hello, good morning. This is
about some general that got killed.
Really kind of significant. What happened here?
Very significant. This is a very high-level officer in Moscow, and basically the Ukrainians have taken the war to the heart of the Russian capital with that remotely detonated bomb that was hidden.
Ukraine, calm down. They're trying to cure cancer.
Understand in a scooter. So Igor Kirillov, a 54-year-old, in fact, he was born in 1970, is the head of that unit that you mentioned there of weapons of mass destruction.
It's funny that she says unit, and his head looks like a unit, if you know what I mean.
Biological and nuclear warfare. And the Ukrainians are saying that essentially his unit participated in that Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022 and was responsible for causing a lot of damage and deaths inside of Ukraine, and that they considered, therefore, this lieutenant general to be a legitimate target. Now, we haven't had reaction from the Ministry of Defense, but we've had an outpouring of condolence messages from various politicians and agencies inside of Russia. As far as Ukraine is concerned, as I mentioned, Jose, they're saying this is a legitimate target. This is somebody who was deeply involved in the war effort inside of Ukraine after the invasion in 2022. It's a very bold move. This is something that is going to resonate with residents of Moscow.
It's good to see that this is kind of mellowing out. They're finding a common ground. This is terrible.
And across Russia as well, we're not now talking about actions on the border areas, right on...
What's going to happen is Russia's going to cure cancer, and then they're all going to kill each other to counterbalance all the people that they're saving. So I guess it's all going to work out in the long run.
Side of the Russian side of the border with Ukraine, but we're talking deep into the Russian state. And Ukrainians, of course, are all just in the next few weeks waiting for what will President-elect Donald Trump's taking, the fact that he's going to be taking office soon, will it mean for U.S. support of the Ukrainian effort against Russia militarily as that war grinds on, Jose?
We can't take a team. Trump can't take any team. We can't take any team. We can't take a side. It's like, you take care of yourselves over there. Like, you guys got to figure that out. You can't take a team. You can't pick a side. You just can't do it. Or if you're going to pick a side, pick the stronger side.
Hala Garani, I thank you very much. So, Mark, and Hala was saying this is an extremely bold move. Indeed, it was. I mean, Ukrainian security service sources say that a scooter laced with explosives was detonated, killing these.
You can't take a guy serious with fucking sailboats in the background. Look at this guy. You can't really take this guy too serious here. He's got like model sailboats in the background, and he's got the peacock symbol as well. I wouldn't trust this guy. I would trust this guy as far as I could throw him. Is that the line?
Two people in the streets of Moscow. How did Ukraine pull this off, and how bold of a move was it?
So, Jose, Hala's right. This is an extraordinary operation. This is called a high-value target op. In essence, it's a find, fix, and finish mission. What is amazing is this entails the Ukrainians having recruited sources not only inside of Russia, inside of Moscow. That's an agent network. That's individuals who would carry out surveillance with a pattern of life of the target, who would then employ the explosive and then call the target out. And so that is really an extraordinary breach of what many consider a denied area. And this is going to be deeply embarrassing to Vladimir Putin, absolutely humiliating the Russian security services, because it shows that Ukraine has this reach, again, not just into Russia, but into the heart of Moscow and against high-value targets.
It's a power move.
Really an impressive operation, in my old, business. But something I think that will resonate very deeply within the Russian national security infrastructure.
And
this is not going to end well. This is not going to end well. Ukraine flexing. Someone's got to stop this. Where's Superman? Isn't Superman around? Like, can't we just call up Superman and say, yo, could you tell these guys to chill?
Mark, so the fact that it was essentially...
Someone call up James Gunn? Say, send Superman over there?
A glorified IED. I mean, that's essentially what this was, right? And even though what I think what makes it extremely significant is, as you say, it was in a denied area. What do you mean by a denied area? And how difficult is it to get something like an IED into a denied area?
Right. There's thousands of Russian security personnel in Moscow. A denied area means there is a pervasive, security state that watches everyone's moves, whether it's camera systems, whether it's informants. And for Western intelligence services and for the Ukrainians as well, this is an area that's very difficult to operate. So by recruiting sources inside who can operate there, that shows a level of penetration of Russian security that I think is something that is quite noteworthy. And again, as you noted, they actually have to not only observe the target, but they have to smuggle in the explosives. Then they have to detonate this. Yeah. This apparently was detonated.
How did they pull this off? Some like James Bond shit. Like, how the fuck did they?
Remotely in a scooter, but that means individuals on the ground. So I think there's going to be a very severe, counterintelligence operation by Russian security. The heads will roll as well. And then the last piece is we are going to see, as Hala noted, kind of there's been a ferocious reaction from the Russians. There will be some retaliation, probably, unfortunately, in the form of strikes in Ukraine against civilian targets.
Dude, what the fuck? I wasn't going to go down this rabbit hole, but here we are. We ran out of cancer videos, so now here we are. Dude, this is some scary shit. This is like, something's got to be done here. What would you do? If you were the president, if you're Mr. Trump, man, Trump is inheriting a real fucking beautiful situation, right? This is going to be crazy. Like, what do you do? Like, we're always butting into all this shit. Like, we got to, I guess, what the fuck? The hell do you do in this situation? This is crazy.
And, what can Ukraine expect? Is it Mark, that a retaliation of this magnitude would include more than just increased missile strikes on what they've unfortunately been doing for years now, which is destroying.
Guys, get your weapons now. Arm yourselves. Get ready. Bullets aren't cheap anymore. I just bought a whole bunch more bullets today. Arm yourselves. Get ready. Shit's about to hit the fan, man. This is getting nuts. I would hand over Zelensky to Putin day one back in office. Woof. Wow. Wow. Well, I mean, if you're going to fear someone, it's Russia, right? You want to be on their good side. Fucking hell, man. Oh, my God.
Parts of the civilian infrastructure in Ukraine, but could it lead to maybe some targeting pinpoint attacks on Ukrainian leaders?
So, the Russians have tried, but the Ukrainians, of course, their security services are very good. I think, no doubt, Vladimir Putin and his security apparatus would
Putin's going to get even. Like, shit's going to, heads will roll.
To do this. They just have not been able to. So I think the default mechanism will be just kind of more mass casualty events.
Yeah, Putin's just going to be like, hey, we're not going to sneak in there and take out your generals. We're going to fucking wipe out a city. Oh, fucking hell, dude. Oh, my God. This is nuts.
Against the Ukrainians. But let's also note one thing as well, is that the Ukrainians, have been very worried, of course, of the incoming Trump administration, what they're going to do about the kind of flagging European support. This operation will be celebrated inside of Ukraine. There's going to be some satisfaction there that they're still in the fight. And I think that psychological piece is going to be quite important.
So what does that tell you, if anything, of what was the NKVD, what was the Soviet system, and what has become the Russian interior control and monitoring system?
So, they're good, but maybe they're not that good. And that the Ukrainians are able to penetrate them is amazing. So this is the first, the most senior Russian military official, security official killed. The Ukrainians have struck before. Several years ago, they took a shot at a Russian propagandist, ended up killing his daughter. But again, it shows that this all-pervasive security state in Moscow might not be as almighty, all-powerful as we think. And that is going to resonate inside Russia as well. It's going to resonate inside the Russian security apparatus, because they now know that no one is safe.
Wow, man. That's some wild shit. That's crazy, man. All right. Well, anyway, let's talk about drones. Let's see what the new we got the cancer. Now we got that hit on the general. Let's talk drones, baby. Oh my God. Yeah. Let's see. Drones over America. Let's get into this. Biden comments on dangers of mysterious drones. Okay, I haven't heard shit about Biden.
Public. Let's bring in CBS News national investigative correspondent Tom Hansen. All right, welcome, friend. President-elect Donald Trump, on the other hand, says the military knows what the drones are. Mr. Biden, though, doesn't seem to have that ominous tone. So how do we square that, and what do you know today?
It's kind of crazy, right? Trump says, we know, the government knows. They just don't want to tell you. And then I guess Biden squashed it.
Yeah, well, I think both of those things can be true. I think both sides are saying that the military does, in fact, have an idea or, the semblance of an idea of where these drones are coming from. We had a joint statement that came out from
this guy flying? How is he hovering over the Earth? And isn't the Earth supposed to be flat? Like, wait, this doesn't.
The FAA, the FBI, the DHS, the Pentagon, saying that a lot of...
Who's this guy in the galaxy? What is he? Where is he? How's he breathing wherever he is?
These sightings are actually manned aircrafts or other things that are floating in the sky that are perfectly non-threatening and perfectly mundane. They said there was nothing anomalous coming out of their reports. Now, we do know that they have deployed drone busters technology. That's the sophisticated software that they were...
Is that like the Hulk Buster? The drone buster? This is going to be fantastic. Battles in the sky.
Launching to assist New York and New Jersey in investigating this. Also, trained
Biden can't spell drone.
Personnel who can spot drones and analyze their movements and things like that. But still, all of that coming out has not been satisfactory for so many people in the public and a lot of municipal law enforcement out there who are still in the gray territory when it comes to the facts on this matter. Some of the facts that we do know read 1 million registered drones currently in possession for some civilians, some commercial. 400,000 of those are commercial. Another 400,000 are recreational. So there are a lot of things hovering around in the sky. And I can tell you from going out with law enforcement myself, one law enforcement in Seaside Heights, New Jersey, they were launching drones up into the sky themselves to see if they could capture any.
Isn't it crazy? Like, the military had drones for years, and then they just allowed people to own drones. It's like, here, give one to your kid. Like, it's what? They could see fucking Nancy in the backyard just sunbathing with her beaver hanging out. You know, like, why? When did they think this was a good idea to even... Drones should not... Maybe I'm crazy for saying this and it's un-American, right? But why do we need drones? Like, I could understand maybe movies and the government... But what do we, like, why does everyone need the drone? Like, why are we selling this in Toys R Us? Even though Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore. On Amazon. Like, what's happening? Why does little Joey need the drone? Because now we're confused. If we just knew the government had drones, then we say, okay, the motherfuckers are spying on us, but you're giving it to everybody. Now we're confused. More is not better. You know, giving everything to everyone. The freedom is fucking crazy because now everyone's panicking. They did this shit on purpose. Now everyone's got a fucking drone, so, like, little Tommy could be doing it, or the government could be peeking in there, or another country could be spying on you. They did that shit on purpose. They give us these luxuries, like cell phones, and all these other cool things, and electric cars, and everything that wipes your ass for you, which is fantastic. I love technology. I love it. But it comes at a cost. And here it is. As a population... We are here to self-destruct, and this is just another reason why. We just keep fucking up. Everything we do is fucked up. D-Man, we got to go. If you want to hit Jackbox, keep on dropping dollar donos or something. We'll see what happens. We'll see if we get there. But seriously, like, right? Like, we just keep fucking up.
Any clear images of these mysterious objects floating in the sky. You know, it's very difficult.
This wouldn't even be a conversation if no one had drones. It was just a government thing. You're like, well, they're fucking spying on us. This is fucked up. What's going on here?
To distinguish what's a plane, what's a star, what could be a drone. You know, a lot of these flight paths are along these heavily traveled air routes. So
chime in on the drones? No?
You're seeing a lot of different objects in the sky at any given time. And if it's at night, you know, everyone's vision is not as good at night. So there's a lot that can be explained away, but still a lot of answers.
Does anyone have a drone in the chat? I had a couple like cheap ones. Never really gave a shit about it. I don't know. I don't know what you need the drone for. Like, what do we need it for? I mean, it's a cool technology. You could fly it up in the air and take videos of the sky, and you got that smooth pan over. You could make your own home movies, I guess. I don't know. What the fuck do we need it for? What do you guys need a drone for? Like, what the fuck? What's the purpose? This reporter's an idiot. They all are. No drones, only guns and other weapons. Yeah, I got guns. I guess we could just shoot the drone out of the sky. Just take it out. That's exactly why we need them. Wait, so what is the reason? Like, what's the reason? Like, I know a lot of people, security. Listen, the more we have our fingers, like, it really is an unnecessary thing. A drone. It's not really necessary. It's like the average Joe having a drone. It makes no fucking sense. I mean, they're cool, right? They're just fun. You throw them up in the air, but it comes with a consequence. And then you can't fly them over certain places and shit like that. What's going to police this shit? People aren't going to give a fuck. They're still going to fly them all over the place. Now they're all over Jersey. We don't know which one's the good ones, which one's the bad ones. We have no idea because everyone needs a drone. It's not the drones. Like, it's like the excuse with the guns, right? It's not the guns that kill people. It's the people. It's not the drones that fuck everything up. It's the people that fly the drones, right? Is that what it is? Maybe. It's the people that fly the drones. All the drone supporters out there. It's not the drones. It's the people that fucking play with the drones and fly them. They don't know what they're doing. Maybe that's it. Right to bear drones.
Lawmakers in a closed-door meeting yesterday were briefed, and they came away after about 90 minutes saying, sure, we were told that these things are not posing a threat to the communities, but show us the data. So a lot of calls from Washington and throughout.
I gotta be honest with you. If I'm in my backyard and someone's flying, I don't care if it's the government, I don't care if it's my neighbor. I don't want that shit over my house. And I think we should have a right to shoot it down, right? Is it in our right, if someone flies over your yard with a drone, can we shoot it down? I mean, you're not supposed to fire shots in the sky. It's probably not the best idea. But can we take it out? I mean, I would feel uncomfortable if I'm in my backyard, hanging out in the hammock with my kids, and there's a fucking drone over my head. Like, get the fuck out of here. Fly over someone else's yard.
The Northeast for more raw data to really answer and, put some of these concerns to bed. Really?
Yeah, and speaking of the raw data, I'm just astounded by the numbers that you report, the numbers of drones that
Imagine like all these crazy doomsday people, they look up in the sky, they see a drone over their house. They're going to lose their mind. They're going to go crazy, man. They're going to lose it. A helicopter used to tours around my home town and always flew over our house when my mom was out the back yard sunbathing naked. Dude, that's crazy, man, right? Like, we get a lot of that too here. Like, we got a lot of planes, like people just riding for fun, like prop planes and shit like that, and helicopters. If there's a fire, you see all the crazy helicopters flying over. We get cool aircrafts though, like fighter jets and shit. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure my neighbors would shoot a drone out of the sky though. I'm fairly positive if it's over their house. my Jesse saw what were they shooting? They were shooting quail off the roof. I found out the Walmart by us, just here, listen to this. They just stopped doing it, but they allowed hunting behind the Walmart. Quail and shit and little animals. Did you know that? Did you know they were allowed like small game hunting behind Walmart? Dude, our fucking town's crazy. It's so great. I saw a YouTube video of an old dude that shot down a drone and got sent to the slammer. What? I mean, you probably shouldn't be firing off shots into the sky because you don't know where that thing's going to fall. It sounds like, our neighborhood's nuts. If you could, my whole block, dude, it's like these guys, the weapons my neighbors have are nuts. And they're all military and cops. They're the fucking coolest people in the world. But they show me their stash. Dude, it's nuts. It's fucking craziness. Like fucking, I'm talking like rocket launchers and shit. They got every weapon you could think of. My whole neighborhood is just like if some lunatic came into our neighborhood, they would be sprayed down in a second. Like it wouldn't even last. And it makes me feel good. I'm like, yeah, I want to be in this fucking neighborhood. I don't know. It's crazy, man. I never had, like in New York, I never had that. Something popped off in New York. People would come out with like a bat, maybe an occasional shotgun here and there. Not here. The whole fucking neighborhood, they're just loaded. They are prepped for they are waiting. They're like counting down the days. They want it to happen. Like they want to just kill. Like they just want to kill. They go out into the desert. They're all fucking shooting things and shit. America. Anyway, but this drone thing is wild though. Like it is crazy. Because like there's no way to say what it is. We can't prove it.
In the skies, so many out there, and it makes you wonder if we aren't teeing up a more regular.
There's a guy in Phoenix who has fighter jets and miniguns. I don't know anyone with a fighter jet here, but dude, the guns, the arsenal. My Ellie's best friend, little 3-year-old in her dance class, her father, dude, this guy builds the guns from scratch, and his arsenal is it's fucking crazy, man. I was looking at it, I was like, dude, the shit you could take out with this is what are you going to do with all this? He's ready.
Regulatory type conversation in the months and years ahead. So the FBI, they say they received more than 5,000 tips in just the last week about those drone sightings in
That's wild, 5,000 tips.
New Jersey and many other states. So
hey, there's a fucking drone over my house. Hey. Oh my God, Maria, do you see this? Look at this shit. There they are. These fucking drones. 5,000 people calling up the FBI. There's motherfucking drones over my house. Hey, Gondo, you see this? You see this shit? Nay.
how many of those tips
Colosio, you see this?
actually turn into leads that police can chase?
And then in Newark, hey man, you see them drones over there?
Yeah, well, you know, of those tips,
see those motherfucking drones over there?
I can tell you the number of leads.
Everyone's calling in from Jersey.
Is significantly smaller. The White House coming out saying that there were roughly 100 leads that they were following, and you mentioned those 5,000 tips. That's because a lot of those tips, they may be reporting the same thing. So we have to take that into consideration when we're reporting out just how many reports are coming out of these mysterious objects in the sky.
All right, this guy's just repeating himself now. Let's get down to business. Pentagon. This is live. Look, a live feed.
We've seen
a 24/7 live feed of this guy rambling from the Pentagon. Now we're talking. This will get down. We'll get down to business here.
reported sightings in the New Jersey Northeast corridor. I can't answer that question, Mike. Again, personal experience, I have seen drones in D.C. I've seen drones, personal drones flying around. And as I've mentioned from this podium before, one of my close relatives is a private drone operator. And I'm sure some of that person's neighbors have often wondered, what that drone is doing. Without taking a holistic snapshot of every single privately operated drone across the United States, some of which can be that big, some of which can be that big, it's hard to know specifically, why at this point in time. And again, as was highlighted.
Where's Mulder and Scully when you need them?
We'll reinforce we're taking this seriously. It's sometimes when you focus on something, suddenly you notice more. And so, there's always the potential that because of the heightened awareness, now we're just more aware of this particular issue.
X-Files is such a phenomenal show. I tried to get Jessie to watch it. Again, I don't think she's going to do it. Although we're watching the Superman and Lois series. I'm like 4 episodes in. I fucking love it. It's such a cheesy show about Superman. I don't know what it is. I'm craving something cheesy, and that's like it's satisfying my appetite. If only she would let me watch the X-Files again.
Over civilian airspace in New Jersey or other states.
Smallville, that was a guilty pleasure. I used to love Smallville and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Phenomenal shows back in the day. I don't know if I'd watch it now. I got to be honest with you. I probably wouldn't watch it now. But back in the day, we were great.
Stop his question.
Now, you just came in the briefing room, so.
Negative. I came in.
You flew in on your drone? Yeah.
But thank you.
They're spying on us.
You talked about the military bases. Has there been a surge in counter detection equipment that has been sent to military bases? I'm aware that DHS has sent other equipment to the New Jersey area. Is any of that include DoD equipment, or is that strictly all DHS?
As I highlighted earlier for Picatinny, we did send some additional.
Lois and Clark. Oh my God, that was a rough one. It's like a soap opera. Dean Cain. I watched a little bit of that. I didn't watch the whole thing.
The only ones, and Earl, those are the only ones I'm tracking right now.
From the dads trying out the Christmas presents. Probably, most likely, these drones are completely harmless. They probably are. They probably are. Let's be honest. They probably are. And then the government's like, oh, they're all using these drones. Let's slip a sketch one in there.
Detect drones using different.
Like, how do you know?
So passive measures would essentially be it just has the ability to receive signals without emitting signals, whereas active would be like radar. I bounce the signal off and it bounces back, right? And then separate from that would be counter UAS capabilities, things like...
Yeah, this guy doesn't look very panicked. But then again, it's probably them too, you know? It's probably, I don't know. It's probably studying some sort of data, trying to get more information. I don't fucking, who cares?
Is able to interrupt the signal on the drone, which can affect its flight. So that's a methodology that we have.
As long as we have these things, okay? As long as we're using these things, none of us should be paranoid about anything, really. Because right here is the worst possible thing you could own. They could hear you, they could see you, they can watch your, whatever the hell you're searching online, your Amazon cart, your fucking porn, whatever the hell you're doing on your phone. This is the biggest problem. We shouldn't be worrying about drones. It's in your house. There's nothing you could do or say to stop them from peeking into your life. You know? Laptops and computers and tablets and all that fun stuff. So the nut job's going so crazy over the drones. Well, get rid of your cell phones too and all your other luxuries, right? Like if you think about it. That's why it's hilarious. Don't get a fucking Roomba. It'll map your house. Do not get it. Don't get one of those vacuums that go around. It's going to fucking map your whole damn house, and it's going to go to the fucking bad guys. And they're going to know exactly every nook and cranny and crevice and whatever in your house. Motherfucker, you got a cell phone. What do you think that thing's doing? It's got GPS. It's got everything that you could turn the GPS off. Do you think the GPS might still be on? The microphone, I could shut it off for privacy and this and that. Do you really think that? I won't get an Alexa. I won't do it. They're going to listen in on me. The Alexa, I can't do the Alexa. I will not have an Alexa in my house. Because if I get the Alexa, everything that we say will be used against us. Motherfucker, you got a cell phone. This little piece of hair is coming down over here. I should twirl it like Superman. Nah, it doesn't quite work. It's too long and... Should that be my new look? Hey guys, welcome to the MMA-HOLES. That's why I'm pulling it back lately. Anyway. Hold on a second. Use my headphones as a headband. You know, like, I don't know. It's crazy when people are freaking out about drones and whatever the hell else is going on. It's like, bro, you got a cell phone. Chill.
Sort of information these drones are doing or anything like that?
Yeah, again, just to kind of put this into context, and I know that our colleagues at the White House, FAA, DHS, FBI have all made this point. So over 1 million drones registered in the United States, and on any given day, approximately...
I won't give my information. I won't sign away my life to whatever service. Motherfucker, you got a cell phone. You already signed your life away. My dad will have he does everything hardlined. He doesn't want to do anything across Wi-Fi because he's afraid that if it's a Wi-Fi signal, someone could tap in, which it can happen. Motherfucker. I saw my friend hack into someone else's bank account to get money that they were owed. And I could call him a motherfucker because he did fuck my mom.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Some of those drones could be up to malign activity. It's entirely possible, but the vast majority are surveilling, absolutely. But can you make that assumption in every case? Not necessarily. So in each case, commanders have the authority, installation commanders and authorities have the authority to respond appropriately, and will continue to do that.
One other topic, Ukraine. Did the U.S. have any role at all, either providing intelligence or otherwise?
Oh, wow.
In the what looks like a targeted killing of the Russian general?
Here we go. That's a good question.
Yeah, I can tell you we were not aware of this operation in advance. We do not support or enable those kinds of activities. I've seen the reports.
Imagine like, yep.
Information to provide other than what I've seen in the press, and so I'd have to refer you to the Ukrainians on that.
Pat, last year...
What a stupid... This is why you don't allow women anywhere. No offense, women. No, I'm just joking. What kind of... I know she's stirring the pot, but what is it gonna... It would be funny if you looked at it and it's like, yeah, absolutely. What a dumb bitch. Oh, my God. You can't fix stupid. And I'm like, that's a good question. Then I realized, how fucking stupid is that question?
Aerial systems and advanced air mobility. Is it possible that these drones that are being seen in New Jersey are part of that corridor that was created a year ago to test these kind of drones and unmanned systems?
Yeah, and I know you're not going to be surprised by this, but I've had some of your other colleagues reference that press release. I did check with the Joint Staff to see if that was possible, and again received confirmation, no military operations, no military drone or experiment operations in this corridor.
Thanks, Pat. Going back to Russia, the general who was assassinated in Moscow, how significant is that? Do you think that's going to change Russia's calculus at all in the war with Ukraine? What comments do you have on the accusations that he was responsible for the use of chemical weapons in Ukraine?
I'd refer you to Russia to talk about the potential impact.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You know, again, I won't speak for Ukraine. Clearly, this is a senior commander within the Russian military overseeing significant capabilities. But again, like I highlighted, we're aware of those reports, looking into them, but that's about all I'm going to have. So.
Oh my God, they're not going to, were you crazy?
Thinking behind sending additional detect and track systems to Picatinny Arsenal and Naval Weapons Station Earl, and are there other facilities that might get more of these systems in the future?
Yeah, so a couple things. So first of all, again, a lot of focus on this right now for all the obvious reasons, some of which includes those sitting in this room here. And so we're going to take this seriously. And so ensuring that installations, in this case Picatinny and Earl, have the capabilities they need to detect, Okay, all right. I'm done with this guy. I got a couple of good laughs out of that. Biden not leaving with America on drone sightings. Bill O'Reilly. I thought he was dead. Is he still alive?
That's emerged from a classified closed-door briefing. Irked at the lack of answers, but generally agreeing that the mysterious aircraft don't pose a threat.
Have a good night, Smokey. Have a good night.
New best-selling book confronting the president's no-spin assessments from Washington to Biden. Journalist Bill O'Reilly, host of the No Spin News on BillO'Reilly.com, joining us over the phone. Top of the morning to you, O'Reilly. How you doing?
You know, at the top of your hour, you had the happy zone. So I thought I was the happy zone.
The happy zone? Oh, the dose of happy.
The dose of happy. All right.
You are every Wednesday. We got to give other people
All right, come on,
still don't have a clear picture. I mean, what's your no-spin assessment of what's going on here?
You know, it's a guess. I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to hurt any American. But the importance of the story is that the Biden administration simply will not level with the folks. They know why these drones are up there by now. They know.
Yeah, you know what? If they do know, why not say what the fuck's going on? I guess they just want people to panic? I don't know. MAGA Johnny Smith. MAGA Johnny Smith has just entered the chat. That means successful people will be in the Wait, what did D-Life say? Going to be the richest cabinet ever assembled in the U.S. government. Way to drain the swamp. Oh, is he going, what's the backstory? Hold on. I can't wait to pay 25% more in Chinese goods. At least big business gets taxed. I tell you what, I got gas today. It was pretty cheap. That's going down already. Gas prices are going down just a little bit. Hopefully food follows in suit. Oh, no, we can't get Temu anymore. Temu's too expensive. Oh, what are we going to do?
But they're just not saying. And it's exactly the same thing as what happened on the southern border. So you open the southern border, and it's a catastrophe, and the public is up in an uproar. Why did you do it? Never one time did the Biden administration explain why they did it. Never once. It's the same thing with the drones. So why Joe Biden wants to go down in history as the second worst president ever, I don't know. But
this guy hasn't changed much, huh?
But people are angry about this.
Look at this. Here we go. New Jersey and Brooklyn, seeing the drones.
We want to know what it is. It's a very simple story. What is it?
It's kind of true, right? Just fucking tell everybody what's going on.
What the heck is going on? I know you said last week you're not scared. You're not a fearful.
Yeah, say all right. It's dad trying out his kid's drone. They did say that like it's X amount that are commercial and some are recreational. So, okay, the commercial ones. Tell me what's going on.
Person. What are your adjectives, though? I mean, a week later, are you irritated? I mean, this is above your house, too.
I'm irritated at the Biden administration. The dopey drone, we had one fly over the Long Island Sound near my house. All right, so there's the dopey drone. All right, I didn't see any little Martians come out and no laser guns or anything like that. It just went away. But I want our national security apparatus to know what it is. Is that unreasonable? Wouldn't you like to know if there is a nefarious aspect to this?
Yeah, it's why we've been leading every newscast with it, Bill, for the past several days, which is...
Well, that's not why. We know why. I mean, it's the hottest story out there. And you can pin it against, the lefts. You can kind of have some... We know what's going on here. We know exactly what's going on here. Oh, we just want answers. No, we know what's going on.
It's just crazy. I mean, we had that closed-door briefing yesterday. Do you think the public deserves a public hearing in Congress?
Well, it's going to be too late because once Trump gets in, he'll release everything that the national intelligence agencies have. They'll just put it out. So we don't really need hearings because, look, at this point, the nation's exhausted. They just want Biden.
It's aliens. Day one as president of his second term. I got some news. They're aliens. Then what do we do? Well, maybe we're better off not knowing. It's going to be okay. They're friendly. They come in peace.
Biden out of there and Trump in there, even if you don't.
They're good aliens. I went out to dinner with one of them. They were fantastic. Good people.
Like Trump. How much more of Biden can we take?
They're not a fan of Sleepy Joe.
Here. In the book, Confronting the Presidents, I got Biden as the second worst president. I'm taking a lot of heat on that, Markey. They go, no, he's worse than James Buchanan. That's not true. Nobody's ever going to top Buchanan because he didn't do anything to prevent the Civil War, which is by far the worst catastrophe that ever hit this nation. But Biden is second because the guy is so arrogant, and that's the word. He just doesn't give a fig. He should be out there explaining these drones, right? What else
in fairness, he doesn't know where he is. Leave him alone. He's on his way out.
is he doing? Nothing? Get out of
it. This dude is fucking he's just slaughtering Biden.
A hammock.
Dude, he's dead already, man. He's dead. Like, what are we doing? This dude's dancing on his grave.
Go into the White House briefing room, look into the camera, and tell the folks what it is.
Bill, listen, he doesn't know what's going on. He honestly doesn't. They probably told him like 14 times, and Joe's like, huh? Huh? What? What would you say? Joe, baloney. Baloney in the sky. Baloney. No, Mr. President, it's not baloney in the sky. The drones. Bones. No, not bones. Those are drones in the sky, Mr. President. It's not flying bones.
To answer your question, I think how much more is it? What is it, 32 days? And thanks for keeping it PG with Fig.
Gnomes? Gnomes? No. Those aren't gnomes, Mr. President. Those are not gnomes. In fact, I don't think gnomes fly. Gnomes aren't even real, Mr. President. Scones? Oh, no, they're not that delicious. Well, the scones aren't very good. But no, it's not. It's not the pastry, Mr. President.
On morning news, Bill. Do you think Trump knows more than he's letting on? You know, this week he had that press conference in Mar-a-Lago. He says Biden knows exactly what's going on. You know, the military knows. They can track these things down to somebody's garage if that's where it's coming from. Do you think he knows more than what he shared?
Well, Trump did say he knew.
Bill?
Well, I understand he's not getting national security briefings. So that's all I can report. So he's not. And, you know, maybe he knows because somebody whispered something to him, but I can't speculate on that.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to join in.
Okay. So there's really nothing on the drones. Now we move into the third segment of this program. And I want to talk about concealed carry. You know, this is a This is a topic. Yeah, let's do. Here we go. Concealed carry. This is a very important topic because if you're going to carry your piece, and I want to know in the chat, anyone carry their piece on them? Do they do it in the front by the dick, the pelvis, the puss? Do they do it on the side by the hip bone? Or they do it by the backside, the gluteus maximus? All three come with danger. The most dangerous in the front, yet the most efficient in the front, right? The appendix carry. The guy I spoke to today looked just like this dude. I'm like, you look like you were a guy on YouTube, man. He looked just like this fucking guy. Where's Warrior Poet Society? I'm like, dude, I recognize you, bro. Hanging around the gun store. 7 things to consider before getting your concealed carry permit. I was going down this rabbit hole of like clearing your house and shit. Like, it's pretty cool. Carrying in the car. Oh my God, so many places to go. Here we go. 3 biggest mistakes when carrying a handgun. SCO and drone delivery service. With the inverse square law, it would be hard to spot radiation source from a distance unless high temperature. Huh? Where's Synossi and 2 joints? I don't know. I have no fucking idea. 2 joints sent me a message. I think he's like lurking in some other chats, hanging out. I don't fucking know. He sent a message. He seems like he's okay. He says very kind things, the 2 joints. But who knows? I don't know. Maybe he's fucking smoking weed. Who the hell knows? Have you ever been recognized out in public, not including an MMA event? Yeah, well, the gym, one time. One time at the gym. I got one, and then one time at the food court. That's it. That's it. Everything else is MMA related. Yeah, those are the only 2. It was weird. The gym was a weird one. It was a kid. I'm like, you're not in our demographic. What are you watching? But he just like, I know, like he had a UFC hat on and he was like looking at me, just staring at me. Actually, 2 times at the gym. I'm lying. 2 times at the gym in Arizona. My advice for carrying a gun is not to shoot your dick off when putting it in your pants. Listen, I'm not worried. Listen, I'm worried about the dick, but not as much because it's small. It's got great head movement. But I'm worried about, what's that big thing in your leg? That big blood flowing vessel in your leg that if you hit it, you're dead. Like, I'm worried about that. I don't want to stick it into the holster and pow, and then all of a sudden, blood. Well, like it's squirting all over the place. It's on my face. I like Kobe Covington against.
This is my everyday carry gun. Let's pull it out. Show you that it is clear. Action.
That's it, right? The femoral artery. Am I being too loud? Okay, I'll keep it down.
It's open, no magazine. There is nothing in the chamber, and I have visually and physically inspected to make sure.
So see what they're doing here? There's none in the chamber. Visually inspect it. I went into the gun store with the gun. Like, there's so much firearm etiquette that I had no idea about. I just like, hey, here's the gun, But now, like, I realize you got to make sure it's clear at all times, You don't want one in the chamber. You never know. The fucking mag could be out, but there would be one in the chamber. Like, these are all things I just learned the other week. I didn't know any of this shit. No clue. Now I'm learning all this stuff. I'm learning a little late, but I'm learning.
Make sure there's nothing in the chamber. I'm just going to set this aside because you know what? We're not talking about this gun right now.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about the holster.
Okay.
First thing you should never do is never carry your gun without a holster. Understand that.
Yeah, today I had it in a box. Came in with the old Smith & Wesson box. I didn't have a holster. I didn't know where to put it. What do I, Plaxico Burris? Do I put it in my freaking waistband? Didn't want to do that. It would fall through. Down my pants leg, start shooting everybody. I got to get a holster. I need a holster, guys.
That. The holster protects the firearm. The holster keeps the firearm in a ready position, provides you immediate access to that firearm, and the holster is also a safety mechanism. Here we go. You saw the gun was cleared. Don't call me and complain that I'm being unsafe. The holster should always cover the trigger of the firearm.
Yeah, I see these other holsters that don't do that. I'm like, no, you cover that. The guys at the store were telling me you got to pull the shirt up, and if you have another shirt underneath the shirt before the shirt, and you put that gun in the holster, like that shirt could get tangled with the trigger, and it could pull it, shoot your dick off. So you gotta be ready. You gotta know, like, you pull up the shirt, you drop it in there, make sure nothing's tangling up in the way. You slide it in there. The holster should have a trigger protection. So much.
Make sure.
By the way, so I don't think anyone concealed carries in the chat then, if I'm getting this correct. Heard from a member of Homeland Security telling me that 1st of December they were looking for nuclear materials that are missing from a shipment. That's phenomenal if that's true. Anyone concealed carry in the chat? Just a simple yes or no if you guys are awake right now. As we're deep in the evening on a Wednesday night. Okay, so cliptainment, I used to. Okay, so why do you not anymore, out of curiosity? I like an on-the-hip holster for conceal and carry. So I'm getting reprimanded. Everyone's saying in the front, the appendix carry, right? But I got to be honest with you. I think the hip is better, too. Like, if you're in the car and shit like that, I don't know. You sit down, like, you have it. Like, you can go do things, and it's, like, there. You know, you grab it. But over here, it's like, that's supposedly the best one. Ankle holsters are cool if you want to look stupid. Yeah, ankle holsters are useless. By the time you lean over, you're dead. Like, if you have an ankle holster, you're just retarded. Oh, shit, I shouldn't say that. I think my neighbor has one. All right. But, yeah, ankle holsters, like, it's like, excuse me for a second. Let me bend over and tie my shoe. No, motherfucker. Like, who the fuck has an ankle? Like, it's crazy. It is true, right? Like, ankle holsters, I never thought of that. Like, you know, the little... If someone has their boot and they slide it into the fucking boot, what is that going to do? Hold on, Mr. Shooter. Let me go fucking bend over and get my gun. Like, you might as well just leave it in the car. Never thought of that, though, until I started going down this rabbit hole. I was like, shit, that makes sense. Ankle holster for a backup gun? Yeah, maybe, I guess. That's true. Like, if you don't want to carry another mag or something, you keep one in the pants, one on the fucking around your ankle. That makes sense. But just to walk around with an ankle holster and nothing else, like, you may as well not have a gun. Okay, so what was the he said I used to. Yeah, cliptainment. Tell me why you don't carry a gun anymore. I'm just curious. I traveled a lot, and the laws in other states, oh, gotcha, can get you locked up. Gotcha. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, if you travel a lot and you're in some of these crazy states and you're caught, you're in trouble. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes total sense. Like a woman who carries in her purse. Yeah, it's crazy. My buddy does it all the time. He's a cop. He has his gun everywhere. And I used to always make fun of him for it, and here I am now, going down this rabbit hole. But yeah, he was like, honey, could you put this in the purse? It's like, bro, what the fuck? You may as well hit him over the head with the purse. You got a better shot. Then it's like, excuse me, Mr. Shooter, my wife's got to get her makeup, her lipstick out of the pocketbook. I promise, there's no gun in there. Pop, pop, pop. Oh, shit. What a world.
That nothing gets in there and messes with your trigger. Not only could it pull the trigger, could it actuate the trigger and cause the gun to fire.
Oh, Vince carries a sword, my trench coat. You know what? Whatever works. If you could keep it in there where no one knows you have the sword, it could be very effective. I mean, most of this combat happens like, at range. Like, they're right there. Like, when you're training, when you're shooting for self-defense, like, you're not you're training to shoot fucking 10 blocks down. You're training for the fucking guy right in front of you. So if you have a sword, chances are you could slice him up with that thing. Concealed sword. There's a license you can get to carry in multiple states. Yeah, so Pale Monkey, help me out with this, because that's what my brother-in-law was saying too. He recommends it. The guy I bought the gun off to, he says, listen, he's like, you get this carry license where you can carry it anywhere. He said, it's easier to buy a gun. You don't have to jump through as many hoops because you got the permit. And if you do go other states, you're covered. But does it work in every state like that permit, or some states you still can't fucking, even if you have it, you can't do it? It's kind of cool being a civilian and armed. Like, I never thought of it that way. Like, I thought, like, we got cops. But, like, you think about it. By the time you call 911, you're dead. It's not like, Mr. Officer, you ever get into a bad car accident or something, you see something terrible, you call 911. It's not like they show up like that. You know what I'm saying? By the time they're there, chances are you're going to be dead. Right? Not every state, okay. So I kind of understand it a little bit more. I used to make fun of people that conceal carried. I used to goof on them. Guys, I'm sorry for the jokes I made down the road before in the past. I'm a changed man. I've grown up. But it's so true. Shit pops off. Oh, just call the cops. No, it's not going to work. You're gone. You're dead. And then they show up.
Wonderful.
Draw the chalk outline.
When the hell did this channel turn into the NRA convention? Did this election change a fool? Learn how to fight. Stay in the house. Lock your doors and you won't have no problems.
You know, I used to think that way. You could be John fucking Jones, right? And thank you, Crumb. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. Happy holidays. You could be John fucking Jones. Even John Jones is trained with not only weapons. I mean, if you go on his Instagram, you see this guy shooting some big ass guns. He also has an attack dog. Because you know what? Hand-to-hand combat means jack shit. If in a real situation, let's be serious here. If someone is threatening your life, if someone breaks into your house, hand-to-hand combat is nothing. You got to fucking shoot them. You got to kill them. You can't be like, wait, hold up. Let me square up. Let's go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you can't get your piece, you have no choice. You get the fucking gun, you kill him. You fucking kill him. That's it. You're protecting your kids. I don't care if you're fucking 7 foot tall, 400 pounds of muscle. It means you're just a bigger target. Because mofo comes in the house with a gun. Well, I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu or whatever the fuck. I'm a taekwondo champion. They don't give a fuck. Belts are not going to win you. Not going to save your life. If someone breaks into your fucking house. You get the katana. You get the fucking weapon. It's not going to be a fair fight. You know? So, you know, if you're allowed to do this, protect yourself. Protect yourself at all times.
Wonderful.
John Jones also only runs into trouble when he leaves the house.
He does. But in his house, if you break into John Jones's house, you are dead. Why does Sean Strickland, a black belt in jiu-jitsu, UFC champion, what's the first thing he does when he leaves the house? He fucking has his gun strapped to his fucking what's the word I'm looking for? His pubic hair. Top of the cock pubic hair. The gun's right there waiting for you. He's not going to fucking test out his jab on you. He's not going to jab you to death. What is Sean Strickland going to do? He's going to put holes in you if you fuck with him. That's when I started realizing, I'm like, you know what? If these guys, they're like trained killers with their hands and feet and knees and whatever, and they're carrying guns, there's a reason. Crazy. You can't fucking stop crazy with your fucking black belt and whatever the fuck martial art you're in. You got to be armed. You got to be protected, you know?
But something could get caught up in the trigger and prevent the gun from firing when you really need it. So that's rule number one. That you
So now I'm trying to teach some safety over here to the people. If you're in a state that doesn't allow it, then... Like when I was in New York, I really didn't care. There was no need. I probably should have had a weapon in the house, you know, to protect. But I had a bat. And I had a fucking... I had some sort of Native American axe. Well, I still have by the bed. So I got that. But I used to just run downstairs in my underwear. I didn't give a fuck. Just show up there with my axe or my bat. It's like it's not gonna stop the gun, you know. But I figured New York, you know, no one's running around with guns. I mean, people are, but not as much as here. Here it's fucking crazy. You never know if the other person has a gun. All that training doesn't mean shit. It's so true, Vince. I have so much respect for martial artists and the UFC athletes out there that achieve greatness or even don't just get into the UFC. I have a lot of respect for what those guys and gals do. I truly do. But in the real world, that means nothing. Maybe if you're at a bar and shit pops off and, you know, but even then, like, I mean, someone has a weapon, you're fucked. There's, you know, once a weapon is in the picture, you got to try to be Steven Seagal. Not arm him. I don't know. But in the real world, like, you know, we're not fucking superheroes.
should never carry your gun without a holster. There's a reason why we call...
Yeah, well, ever since Plaxico Burress shot himself at the strip club, having his gun in his sweatpants, I learned that lesson a long time ago. I was like, yeah, that's fucking stupid.
A gun tucked in the belt, felony carry. Don't do it. Carry that gun in a holster. Even if you're doing an off-body carry kind of thing, you've got a gun in a concealed carry purse or bag or satchel or whatever, put that gun in a holster and affix it into its own compartment.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense, right? Because if it's in the fucking purse, your gun's just floating around in there. I mean, you can't leave one in the chamber because what if the keys hit up against the trigger? You drop the purse and the fucking thing's shooting the fucking shooting right through the purse, killing everybody. It's true. I got to ask my buddy, what did he do when he threw it? Did he have a safety on? Was nothing in the chamber? Like, what did he do? Like, you're supposed to have one in the chamber ready to go. So when you pull that thing out, you're shooting. But if you got all the safeties on and nothing in the chamber, I mean, you can't just throw it loaded in the purse ready to go. Anyone else do that? I've been attacked with a knife before. You don't have long to react. Oh, so there you go, Sambo, right? I've been attacked. Luckily, weapons were involved, but it didn't hit me. Thank God. I was very fortunate in my life. But yeah, man, if you're attacked, I mean, you have a split second. There's, like all these things. I never lived like this. I never lived, like I used to always say, don't live in fear. And I believe that. I truly do believe in that. But when you have kids, things change. When you're a single guy, you're living at home, like I didn't give a fuck. It was me and then that's it. But now when you have a family, things change tremendously. My whole mindset has changed tremendously. So, want to be prepared? Want to be ready to go?
Wonderful.
Uncle Chrome!
Oh yes, that elite training Jones likes to use on his wife. The only one who is undefeated against Jones is the police.
That is true. That is very true. Yeah, he takes his martial arts to the bedroom and proceeds to beat the shit out of his wife. Oh my God. Well, hey, listen, whatever they're into, right? Thank you, Chrome. Shout out to Chrome for the triple deuces coming our way. Thank you so much, Chrome. And thank you, Vlad, very much for your support. Appreciate you guys. Thank you to all the members in the chat as well. Beautiful members of our Gummy Gang community. This may not be your cup of tea, but on Gummy Gang, I just like to talk about what I find interesting, right? So whether it's the drones or crazy not, even if I'm not interested in it, I don't know. I like talking about it. This is just a free-for-all. I love Gummy Gang. It's a lot of fun. Cost the Giants a chance of winning back-to-back Super. Oh, yeah, dude, Plaxico, when he shot himself, that was devastating as a Giant fan. Absolutely devastating. By the way, I don't know if there's any hockey fans in the chat, but my Rangers are literally getting rid of everyone. I don't understand. They did so well last year. Best record in the NHL. And now they're just trading everyone away for draft picks. And like, what the fuck? My Giants are tanking the season, but I'm happy about that. I want that. I don't understand what the Rangers are doing, but let's go Mets. I never made it to a wise man. You never did, Chad Kroger. You never did.
Compartment in that off-body carry option. Never carry your gun without a holster.
Okay.
Rule number 2.
You know what, though? It's funny, though. I never would have thought of that in a purse. Like, it makes all the sense in the world. I've always seen my friends throw it into their wives' purses. They never put it in a holster. But then again, if you take it out, like, so now you got the time to get into the purse, take the gun out of the purse, then pop it out of the holster. You're so dead. Oh, Vince, dude, the Rangers are fucking up right now. They got rid of Kako, who was a first-round pick, number 1. Trouba, their captain, they got rid of, which he's a little problematic, but it's weird, man. They started off super hot. They've been losing some games. I guess the locker room is lost. I don't know what happened. There must be a lot of drama going on behind the scenes, and now the Rangers, they just signed their goalie to a giant contract, and then they're just getting rid of players. Like, it's almost like a rebuilding situation. It's so peculiar what they're doing. There are guys that they should be getting rid of, they're not, and guys they're getting rid of that are, like, this guy Kako is good. He's got a good promise, a good upside, I should say, if he's with the right team, I guess.
Don't be bragging and boasting about the fact that you're carrying a gun. Concealed carry is just that. It's concealed carry. And
yeah, once it's on you and you're walking around in public, you don't even talk about it. It's like Fight Club. You don't talk about it because now you're a fucking moving target, right? You make sure no one knows about it.
long time ago, when I took one of my very first concealed carry classes with Masad Ayub, he said, concealed carry provides criminals the ultimate opportunity to make a fatal error in the victim selection process. That's why we conceal the gun, because it gives us the tactical advantage. And really, if people know that you're carrying a gun, they can develop a plan and figure out how to take that gun from you. A while back, I think it was 2011, when Wisconsin got its first concealed carry permit, a concealed carry law was introduced here in Wisconsin. I was at a bar.
How many people in the chat hate guns? Because I know this is a topic that some people just can't stand. And listen, I was on that side of the fence. Like, I fucking did not get guns. I didn't understand them. I thought people were just overcompensating for things, and I hated guns. I did for like 40 years. Well, 30 plus years. 30-ish, somewhere around there. But regardless, I always goofed on my friends. Almost all my friends had guns. They were, law enforcement or whatever. And I used to always tease them about it and shit like that. And it's so funny. Like, now I've completely flipped my point of view. Kids change a lot. But how many people in the chat are not like totally anti-guns and this and that? I was there. I totally understand. James Dolan has to pay for... Oh, my God. James Dolan. Fucking James Dolan. Okay, I just don't care about them, but they are cool. I think we should all have them. Yeah, there was a time where I was like, why do we all need them? And now I get it. I totally get it. And I got to be honest with you. I like the fucking evolution of the mystical. Maybe I'm evolving to something that people are not a fan of, right? But I just like growing as a person, learning, trying to evolve and make myself a better person and a more productive person in life, right? So I like learning about all this shit. Jessie looks at me like I'm crazy because she's not even 30 yet, right? She's still a young lady that's just having fun, being a great mom, doing her thing. But when I come up with this shit and I start obsessing over this stuff, she's looking at me like, what the fuck? What's going on with you? I'm evolving, honey. I'm like a fucking caterpillar just trying to turn into a butterfly. I love guns, don't own guns. So you love guns but don't own guns. That's interesting. So do you go down the rabbit hole and learn about it, but there's no need for one, which is understandable. That's interesting. I'm trying to think, what do I love that I don't partake in? That's a tough question. I'm sure there is something. Well, I guess certain sports, right? I used to play hockey, but I don't play anymore. Unless you consider playing little floor hockey with my kids. I guess sports? I love UFC, but I don't train in anything right now. So I guess that. Right? I love the UFC. I'm very knowledgeable about something that I don't partake in. That's kind of weird. Yeah, so that would make sense. My whole career is involved in something that I don't know anything about. But yet, for some reason, I kind of know what I'm talking about. It's the weirdest shit ever. How does that work? Welcome to YouTube. Wouldn't it be funny that these gun channels, like they got guns behind them, but it's all fucking like CGI and shit when they go to the range and they're shooting in the desert and the forest, wherever the hell they're shooting. It's all fucking CGI. They're just full of nonsense. That's like me having a martial arts channel and I'm showing you guys techniques, but I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Wonderful.
Oh, God. What a world.
What's funny is, all these mass shootings happen in states where everyone open carries. Yet no one ever stops the shooter. They either off themselves, or the police get there in time to take them out. People talk about stepping up but run the other way.
It's true. But you know what? I tell you what. I know personal situations here of people pulling in situations and actually saving their lives. Neighbors and shit like that. It's crazy. Over here, people pull a lot and defuse the situation instantly. So that opened my eyes. But if you're in New York, you're not really seeing that. But it is true. One of these lunatics, they go into a school, they start unloading, and then they fucking kill themselves because you gotta fucking off yourself after you do something so heinous. Road rage. Yeah, my buddy over here, he had a road rage story that was so fucking funny. He was in a gas station once, and some fucking guy showed off his piece, right? And my buddy's, he's carrying too, but he didn't show it off. He just looked at him and he goes, he goes, bro, I'm not afraid to die, man. So I don't know what you're trying to tell me. Imagine having the fucking nuts to say that to somebody. He's like, dude, and listen, this guy's a lunatic. He's a fucking nut. He's literally the Arizona Sean Strickland. And he goes, I have nothing to lose. Meanwhile, he has a wife and kids, but he doesn't give a fuck. He'll die. He's like, I do not care if I die tomorrow. That's what he tells me. I'm like, what? It's crazy, man. Is anyone in the chat like that don't have no fear of death? Like nothing in life could scare them because they don't give a shit if they die? That's a wild mental place to be. I'm not quite there yet. I don't think I'll ever be there. I'll be on my deathbed and be like, nah, I'm not looking to go yet. I still want to stick around a little longer. Whoa, how did Pale do that? How did he pull that off? It's chopped off. Hit? Wiz, are you like that? All right, Wiz, tell me. I don't remember what your story is. So tell me, are you single? Are you married? What's your age? Man, that's crazy. That's a crazy place to be. Well, or if you could be super religious too. Yeah, some people are just like, well, if it's my time, it's my time, right? Fucking hell, I can't get my mind to that state yet. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll evolve into that next 10 years. I'll figure that out. I mean, I never thought I'd be a gun guy, and here I am. It's so weird, man. The hell is that, Pale Monkey? It's got to catch up to you guys. Pale Monkey's got some crazy fucking, I don't know what the hell's going on in there. Am I staying on too late? I don't know what's going on. Am I staying on too late? I'm just rambling to you guys. Is any of this amusing, or am I wasting my time? I don't know, because if I wasn't doing this with you, I'd be downstairs scrolling through these videos by myself. So,
and some guy is lifting up his shirt, showing me, yeah, I got my gun, I'm carrying it. You know what? Don't want to hear it. Don't brag, don't boast. Just be the gray man. Just disappear.
Yes.
People don't need to know that you're carrying a gun. It's a personal thing. It is for self-defense.
That's it.
That means you're defending yourself. Nobody else needs to know that you have it until you need it.
Gotcha.
So don't brag about it. That's item number 2. All right, before we get to the third
makes total sense in the world.
Item.
It's total sense.
Just want to remind you, we got a gun giveaway going on. Details later. They're coming at the end of the video.
Oh, damn, this was 3 years ago. I can't get to the giveaway.
Till the end. All right, item number 3 that you should never do.
What else?
Don't go looking for a fight. This is very important and all.
I'm carrying now, so let's start picking fights. I bet some knuckleheads do that shit. Well, I'm armed and dangerous. Dude, that's crazy.
Encompassing, don't go looking for a fight. First, we tell
I think that's what Ellie's friend's father's doing, though. Like, when he's telling these stories, I'm like, you're looking for this shit.
Well, if you wouldn't go someplace without your gun, don't go there with your gun, okay? The gun is used for emergency. It is a piece of emergency life-saving gear. It is used for an emergency. But also consider how you're going to act when you're carrying your gun. Had a really good story at a recent concealed carry class that I was giving.
Oh, Ed Boy, you're not on Discord? Get on there quick. I don't know how much longer it's going to be. Because I'm going to move everyone over to the website once we got that fucking chat going. But, yeah, hop into Discord. You can see old Jamie's art. Whatever the hell is going on in there. There's not much arguing in the Discord anymore, right? I've noticed it's been very peaceful in the Discord. It's good to see. Everyone's coexisting nicely.
One of the people said, yeah, one of my county board supervisors going to court because of what he did. Well, what the county board supervisor did was chase somebody down in traffic, a road rage incident. Someone cut off this county board supervisor. He chased them in his truck. When they stopped, he got out of the truck, yelling and screaming, waving his finger at them. And the person in the vehicle noticed that this county board supervisor was carrying a silver Smith & Wesson pistol.
Oh, shit. It was me. The website being the whole shebang is a great idea. Yeah, listen, I foresee it being the one-stop shop for everything. Like the whole community. It's not like a lot of people don't want to be like, what's Discord? And Discord is a little confusing if you think about it. Like if you're a younger brain, you can just hop on there. I couldn't tell you how many messages like, how the fuck do I do this? Discord's a pretty powerful tool, and it's a great way to keep your community engaged. And there's so much you can do in Discord, but I'd like to take that and put it on the website. This way, it's like a one-stop shop. If you're an MMA hole, you go to the website and you got everything you need. I would love to have it where you guys are calling each other on the website. You know, you can you send your messages, you can chat. There's so many plans we have for the website. We just have to get over these little hurdles. These little hurdles that are happening now. But we got so many ideas that we want to pop on that website that will be there. So it's going to be great, man. It's going to be a great place. Do you have a timeline when the chat will be up? So Vince, I asked for that a couple of days ago. It's part of the agreement we have with the developers, so it's coming. That's inevitable. But we have some obstacles with the live updates. Thankfully, the whole season went smooth when it came to the outcome and everything like that. So Stutz is the champ. But and we're talking about MMA-HOLES.tv if you guys don't know what the hell we're talking about. So hope this year, 2025, it's got to be complete. And I'll give you guys, like, the updates will be the messaging. You'll be messaging each other, which is going to be very valuable for us. We can email you guys, but I feel like email is like a dying thing. You know, you should be able to direct message on a platform, and that's it. So messaging, the live chat that I want to mimic Discord. I would love to real-time live chat. That's what's in the equation. And then I gave you a hint of other ideas that we're looking to tack onto that thing. But, also your own Pick'em League. So if you have a community, or if you're like, the MMA holes, like, it got too big. Goat milk's too big. So, or even right now, like, we have almost 400 people in there. It's too much. You want to do like something 5, a money league on the side. You can have your own Pick'em League within the website as well. And it will tally your scores and all that shit. So, yeah, I think it's going to be great, man. I really do. It's very complicated what we're trying to do. It's not something that's really happening right now, like a one-stop shop for something like this. You were playing YouTube Racing Playable? Oh, he was behind. KC, was he behind? KC.
On his hip. So this guy gets on the phone and calls the police and says, yep, this guy just chased me down in traffic and he pulled out a...
Always loaded in the purse? Oh, he's talking about the conversation from before. So, yeah, talk to me, you gun lunatics in the chat. I want to know. So if you drop it in the purse, it's got to be loaded. So when you take it out of the purse, it's ready to go. I mean, just to get to the purse, you're done. There's no way you're going to be able to get to that purse unless you're carrying it and it's open and it's ready. So a woman, if a chick's got the bag over the shoulder, they can kind of grab it and pull. Okay. But if the husband is the gun user, yeah, you better hope your wife or your girlfriend's trained in a situation like that. This way she can fucking pull. I want Jessie to be I want to go to the range and have her be a better shooter than me. It's kind of cool to know that your wife could kill at any moment. Hopefully it's not me. Hopefully she doesn't go after me. Purse means vagina in this case, right? Sure. It means whatever you want.
A silver Smith & Wesson pistol and pointed it at me. Now it becomes a he said, we don't know what's true, but all of that could have been avoided if you don't go looking for a fight. So when you're carrying your gun, remember.
Okay, well, I want to know about this appendix. Okay. How do you spell appendix? Is it 2 P's? Yes. Appendix versus hip. Okay. This should be an interesting debate. Tier 1. Here we go. Should I carry strong side or appendix? Let's see what this guy says. I'm here in the mountains 6 months ago. All right.
Hey, guys.
So I got to be honest with you. Appendix seems like the more logical way to take someone out, right? Sean Strickland does it. It's got to be the way, but it's the most dangerous way as well if you're a knucklehead. for me, I don't know. I feel like the side would be better, but most likely I'm going to be appendix as well.
Bill Rapier here with Antac Shooting. I want to talk a little bit about strong side versus...
If I don't show up here for a stream, it means I hit the artery. I'm done.
Appendix carry.
Oh, hold on, before we get going. Okay.
Because another guy does something. Carry the way that works the best for you, that fits the best with how you see yourself employing your tools.
I want to strap it to the side of my head. That would, like, I want a holster attached to a hat, and I want my gun like this at all times. So I could be looking in the direction. If anyone fucks with me, I just pull the trigger, they're dead. Can I do that?
With how you see yourself potentially getting...
Although my ears would be ringing, and I think my side of my head would get burnt. I'd probably be deaf. All right, maybe I don't want it there.
Into an issue where you might need to draw your tools. And then also your dress needs to come into play for this.
Wait, dress? I got to wear a dress to carry a gun?
Right, so there's a bunch of things that come into play, just like anything else. What's the best pistol? What's the best holster? What's the best rifle? The answer is a very individual thing. It depends a lot on your personal situation. So first, let's talk about my setup. So I run a...
Oh, he's on the side.
Full-size 4...
But now the music's playing.
4-inch.
Oh, Ed Boy, welcome to the Discord, man.
Walter PDP with a EPS.
Okay, see the music. I don't know what the fuck kind of music he's using. Like he's going to ruin everything. This guy's ruining everything. I want to know what he's doing, but the fucking music. Navy SEAL reveals the 3 best concealed carry positions. Okay, here we go. Navy SEAL would know.
I'm Mike O'Dowd, founder of Defense Strategies Group, and today I'm going to talk to you first position for the or consideration.
Guns.
It's accessible. It's right here on my waist.
I mean, Jesus Christ, what the fuck, the music. I have a coworker who got discharged from the Army after 6 months because he shot himself in the leg with his 1911 on his own time out of... Oof. That's embarrassing. Could you imagine getting discharged for fucking shooting yourself? Off hours. God damn, he must be getting razzed. I hope he's all right. Conceal your firearms properly under your large top. Hello, sir. Okay. Actually, it would be like...
Span. It's very concealed because it's sitting in the squishier part.
Do you think when these guys pull their guns in a very dangerous situation, their head, inside their brain, they got like the fucking twangy music going? Death. America. Guns.
Of my leg and butt, and it kind of form fits around my waistband.
Okay.
It matches different attire. When I'm wearing a suit, I can have my jacket over the top and it conceals it really well.
Having a suit with a concealed carry is so James Bond. I can't wait to do that. I can't wait to go to my first wedding with my pistol strapped to me. Are you allowed to have, in wedding halls, have a gun? As the bride is walking down, I'm standing. Can you have a conceal in church? Like, can I get communion? Imagine how fucking cool that would be. That's so American. Imagine receiving communion with a piece strapped to you. Imagine that. Body of Christ. Amen. Oh, fucking hell, man. You can tell the edible's here. It's arrived. You can tell. My brain's, it's all over the fucking place. Can you carry in church? Can you conceal carry in church? I mean, you never know when shit could pop off. You've been arrived before. You're not getting communion. Wait, what? Oh, he deleted it. That's damage government property. That's usually, yeah. You can carry in church. How many people carry in church? That's fucking crazy. Imagine. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. Oh, I'm sorry, Father. I just need to tell you this. I got a piece. I got a piece strapped to me right now, so don't get out of line. You've been married before. No communion for you. That's true, right? Yeah, I've been married before, and then I got divorced. That's it. It's over for me. That's a no-no. That's true. Shit, I'm not going to heaven now. Damn it. Glocks are usually priest approved. Man, imagine getting married and having a piece strapped to you. That's kind of crazy. Do people do that? Do people get married? Like, what? Did people conceal at their own wedding? Like, you're up on the altar, you don't know if something's gonna pop off. Like, someone doesn't agree with the marriage. Do you take this young woman to be your lawfully? Was it lawfully loved? What is it? Awfully loved wife? What is it? I do. I also like the right to bear arms. All right, what the fuck am I doing?
Well, also, if I have a baggier shirt.
Am I a John Wick fan? No, actually, I think it's very overrated, John Wick. Very overrated. I got through the first one years ago. Lawfully wed wife. Thank you. I forgot it. Is that it? Lawfully wedded wife? You've concealed an erection in church? You and the priests have something in common. Ooh. Amen. Lawfully wedded wife. That's it. Yeah, wedded wife. That's it. Okay, that makes sense. That sounds right. Considering the second marriage, my neighbors just signed papers, so I didn't, do the whole hoopla of the church. I think you got to pay the church off in order for them to let you get married again. How does that work? Like, if you wanted to get married in a church again after you got married before, you got to, I don't know. What do you got to do again? You got to just slip them a 20? It's like a nightclub. They're not going to let you in unless you grease the bouncer. You got to grease Father Herman over there. All right. Okay. You got to grease the priest so you can get married again. I'm going to hell.
Shirt on, you don't see it. It is quite comfortable. You can wear it all day, seated, standing, and you don't really notice it's there. One of the cons, at least for my preference, is if I'm seated in a position like a car, on a bench.
See, that's what I'm thinking.
It's a bit harder to get to than I think some of the other.
But if you're seating and you got an appendix, like if you sit down, isn't the barrel of the gun going to be pointed at your cock? Like, that is horrific. All right, so it's here, right? If I'm concealing, it's literally, I guess if it's off to the side, dude, I don't know how I feel about that. I got to wear my pants like Daniel Cormier wears his pants, all the way up to the nips. So my gun is not literally pressing against my cock.
Carry positions. So maybe a con, maybe not a con, but for me, that's something I look at as, okay, if I'm driving, I'm probably not going to carry it right here.
Damn, I feel like, I guess, if you're driving, you just grab. If you go like this, it's like, shit.
Now we're going to talk about the appendix carry or carrying right directly in front of me. Some of the pros with this.
I don't mind concealing, but I don't like keeping one in the chamber on the hip. So I got the whole lecture about that today. Right? Optimistically Cynical is a gun guy. So he carries, but he doesn't have one in the chamber. Apparently that's the biggest no-no. Like, this guy's eyes popped out of his head. And I said, listen, I'm going to start carrying, but I want to do baby steps here. I got the safety. I want to do baby steps. I want to be comfortable with this gun on me at all times, right? I can't have one in the fucking chamber. I'm not looking to shoot my fucking leg off. I gotta get like to the point where I could do this shit in my sleep, pick it up, pull it in, whatever, pop, practice, right back in. We're good. So I get it. I get why people don't keep one in the chamber. Listen, you pull it out, you're good. Like, I mean, I understand there's like a split second, maybe that's life or death. I understand you want to pull it out, shoot. I get that. But you pull it out, like, I mean, there's not much of a difference. I've seen guys put one in the chamber so quick, right? I would imagine if Optimistically Cynical is a fucking gun shooter, he could pop that thing in the chamber, pull it out, we're good, right? So, switching a safety, like as I'm fucking pulling it out, switch the Right? I mean, I feel like we could do this. But for some reason, it's like a no-no. They don't like the safety, and they got to have one in the chamber at all times. They say you don't know how you're going to react in a situation. You just want to pull it out and click. One extra move could be your life. That's the counter argument to it. So let me know in the chat. If you're going to carry, you keep one in the chamber? I got none in the chamber. I got a vasectomy.
Wonderful, wonderful.
0 in my chamber.
Are that it's very fast to get to. The draw times I have with this are comparable to when I carry exposed. It's very fast. I can also carry other things with me. I can have magazines, tourniquets. I've seen people carry lots of different things because the way our bodies are shaped gives our holster line a lot more space here. It's also quite concealed because when I wear in front of me...
By the way, guys, this is Tim Kennedy. He's giving us some safety tips on concealing your weapon.
The belt line often pushes out a little bit and it gives room where the shirt sits flush. A couple cons. So one of the cons is attire. If you wear a jacket and a suit at work, your shirt's tucked in, this isn't the best option for you. It's not the best option because, well, when your shirt's...
Yeah, once your shirt's tucked in, you're done. You can't wear it anywhere. You need a jacket anyway. Tim, what do you do? Once the cat's out of the bag.
Tucked in, it's going to expose your weapon. But if attire's not an issue, then that's not so much of a con. Another con is the comfortability. Standing up, it's totally fine.
What if I want to go to the beach and I'm wearing my bathing suit, but I want to be protected? They have waterproof guns? What if I want to... I guess I got to keep it between my ass cheeks so no one knows it's there. Is that what you do? You put your pistol in your ass cheeks? Walk around the beach in case something pops off? You unsqueeze the cheeks, gun falls out of the leg hole, you're dead.
I feel great in it, but as soon as I sit down or I bend over or I'm in a car for a long period of time or at a restaurant, I feel the handle digging into my gut. I feel the barrel or the actual holster itself digging in.
What does a fat guy do? You know, now I'm thinking about it. There's no way appendix, this is a skinny man's game. If I decide to grow a beer gut, there's no fucking way you can keep your gun in the front. Shit. Right? You got to keep it on the side, I would guess. Does he talk about fat people in this? What the hell? Any fat people in the chat carry a gun? Where do you put it? Where does a fat person put the gun? Even on the side, too. Like, some people, I've seen it. It's a crazy thing. The hips go so far that they can't even reach into their pocket. So, I mean, they couldn't even catch the gun. They couldn't even get it. They would have to fall to the ground and kind of shuffle their hips around so it kind of slides out of the holster. But what if you got to get a holster that doesn't snap in? You got to wiggle it down your ribs, like down around your ribs, and then grab the gun. Or, actually, you know what I'm thinking about it? Yeah, I see under boobs. You just lift the flap, put it under there, right? Actually, that's where you put it. I mean, that's the greatest place to have. Actually, fat people got an advantage. You lift the shirt, grab the roll, it pops out, pop. That's where you put it. That's where it goes. Do you think women conceal carry under the boob? Do you think? I mean, listen, you got to go above. You got to go C and up, right? I don't even know if the C could hold it. To be honest, you need some big cans. So why are people not making videos about this? But all joking aside, where the heavy set people? Where do they put it? I guess I'm assuming they're not putting it in the back because they can't even wipe their own ass. So it's got to be on the side, I would guess.
In my leg, it's not the most comfortable to walk around in. That's why I think I see a lot of guys who take their holsters out when they get in their car. They take their holsters out and they maybe move to a side bag when they're seated. This brings me to my last position: off-body bags. This one happens to be more of a over-the-shoulder computer bag.
Is he Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover?
You can use in a backpack, a duffel bag, lots of different options out there. But what I like about these is the fact that...
Bro, who's walking around with a man purse? But it's for my gun. What the fuck, dude?
I can keep this inside my bag, carry it all day. I can wear whatever the heck I want. If I want to wear a shirt, a no shirt, if I want to wear just shorts and...
But what if someone runs off with your bag? Like, what if, I don't know. Like, eventually you're going to put the bag down, right? Then what the hell do you put, what?
You know, sneakers, there's nothing that I can wear that affects that I'm carrying. I also like that I can walk into a coffee shop and it blends.
Joe Rogan fanny pack just for his gun. Wait, Joe Rogan does is that where he puts his piece? That's true, yeah, because Joe Rogan's got that weird ass like shaped body. Is that where he puts his piece?
In, I can walk into a business meeting and it blends in. I can go really anywhere with this thing as long as I keep it by my side. So the pros, it's very accessible.
There's no pros to the bag.
Handheld, pop right in and grab it. It blends in quite well. It's very concealed. And another.
Is that true? That is true. So he puts his gun in his fanny pack? Is that what Joe does? Come on. Joe Rogan. I mean, if celebrities need fucking conceal. Let's see. I think you guys are making this shit up. Oh, no, you're not. Is this it? Yeah, look. Look at this. Let me see this thing. Does he talk about it? Mom said it's my turn to the Xbox. So when he's doing these interviews and shit, so that fanny pack in the front, he has his piece in there. Is that true? I always wondered what the fuck is. That's where he keeps his gun. Is that true? I always wondered what the fuck's up with the fanny pack. Here we go. Look at this. Just carry a hip pack. That's what it is. Dude, that's kind of weird though, man. I don't know. Because you're advertising like you got the fucking gun. That seems really stupid. Like you don't want them to know you have the gun. Like what the fuck? You should just wear a sign. Like Bruce Willis and what was that, Die Hard? He said it on JRE. Dude, he's literally putting a bullseye on him. That's so crazy, man. That's dumb. That's just dumb.
Another pro about carrying an off-body bag is just the versatility and how much stuff you can actually carry. Besides carrying just a gun and a magazine.
I mean, I guess at least this looks like a computer bag, or some shit like that. Or you're just like a homo or something. But that fanny pack thing over there, I don't know. Once the cat's out of the bag and they know there's a gun in there.
I can carry my computer, my med bag.
But then again, I guess I never would have known unless you guys told me. I never would have known that Rogan kept his gun in there.
My tourniquet, I've got kids, I can carry gummy bears and snacks for them. There's a whole bunch of different options it gives you that you don't have if you just carry on your person. A couple of cons, we tend to leave bags places. So sometimes you'll sit it on a chair.
That's a massive con. Where do you put it?
You may forget that bag, or it may not be directly next to you when you need it. Whereas when it's on you, you don't ever leave it somewhere. So that could be a con. Another con is the speed. So the speed of drawing from my waistband to the speed of actually digging in through a bag, it is significantly different. It's a little bit slower to run from your bag than it is to run from your waistband. And that's just going to be something you have to prioritize. What is the most important for you and your daily carry? So no matter how you carry, that's completely personal choice and up to you. You just have to factor in some of the considerations, which are your job. What is your need and why do you carry the way you carry? The attire.
All right. Interesting. The bag thing. Look at this guy. Oh, here's a big guy. There we go. He's a big fella. How you do it, big fella?
YouTube. So look.
He's got music. Fucking hell, dude. Strong side versus appendix carry. Okay, I want the pros and cons. Yeah, I'm doing Usyk fight. My daughter, by the way, picked Tyson Fury.
Hello.
I'll release that video on our social media. She picked Tyson Fury. Yeah, so we're doing that. We'll do BKFC that night. So we have 2 shows on Saturday, and then super early Friday morning, we'll be live for 1FC. It's free on YouTube. You can watch along with us if you're up very early in the morning on Friday. So that's happening. I figured I'd do a Gummy Gang tonight because tomorrow got a lot of shit going on. So I don't know if I could do anything tomorrow night. We'll see. But Friday and Saturday, back to back, belly to belly. We got 3 shows. Usually people that wear fanny packs use them for asthma inhalers, tampons, crayons, and yo-yos. I tell you what, I used to go to the gym with a fanny pack. I used to do that. And I would still do it. if I could find the fanny pack. I'm at the point in my life where I don't give a fuck what I look like. If it makes me comfortable, like for instance, Joe Rogan clearly doesn't give a fuck. He don't care. Affiliated with Bang, West Coast HQ system. So there he is with his fanny pack. Yeah, he clearly doesn't care. It's good to be in that stage in life, but you just don't give a fuck. It's a great place to be. Just who cares? Like, I'll wear Crocs. I don't care. I don't give a shit what people think about my Crocs. They are the most phenomenal thing. I'm not now if I'm chasing puss, you kind of have to care. You do. If you're looking for a mate or two mate, then yes, you have to care, but I don't care anymore. It's phenomenal. Usually people that wear fanny pack. Oh, I saw that. If Ellie gets that Tyson prediction, I'm following her picks on goat milk. She was wrong, and actually she was half right in the last prediction video. She was half right, and she got the right one before that correct. So she's more right than wrong. I do think Usyk's gonna win, but if Ellie knocks us, yeah, we might have to. I want to make the Ellie account on goat milk. I got to do that, and then eventually we'll make a Logan account. But it'd be really funny tracking Ellie's picks. Night y'all, 4:30 a.m. gym time. All right, Nicole, have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. It's good to have some female energy in the chat as well. It's nice to see that. Pel's mom. Thank you guys for hanging out. It's a sausage party usually. If you're a female and you're in this chat, you're a real female. You're a strong female. You can take a joke. You can have a little fun. Not many females can do that. Nobody ever got laid wearing cargo pants, but they are pretty useful. Cargo shorts, I would get laid in those. Cargo pants, I don't know if it's ever happened. I don't know if it's probably impossible. But you know what? There are people out there that can, they can do whatever they want and still, get busy, no problem. Some people got that mojo. Never underestimate a gypsy's reaction, says Ellie. Yeah, she's confident. She said it pretty quickly. 4:30 a.m. gym is underrated. Yeah, 4:30. That's I don't know. Like, I want to go early to the gym, but then there's so many fucking people there. Early. There's so many people early and there's so many people late. Luckily, with the YouTube channel, I can work things around and go at the senior citizen time. So it's me and a bunch of Bidens at the gym. I get to see a lot of old cock in the bathroom. It's fantastic. But at least no one's at the machines. They wipe them down. No one's sitting there on their phone for hours. I don't want to hand out autographs. I don't want to be, I don't want to be spotted. Oh, God. I don't want the hassle of the paparazzi and shit. It's bad. It's bad. That's why I'm concealing now. I got to arm myself from all the crazy people, the women throwing themselves at me, stalkers, crazed fans, just dying for autographs. I just got to protect myself.
And welcome to Fire.
Unlike the Beatles, when I leave my house, people just chasing me down the street. I'm in my Santa Cruz, people running down the block. I just gotta fucking protect myself,
Arm freedom. This is going to be a video about strong side carry versus appendix carry. And
okay.
Before we get
we're gonna solve it right here. Strong side versus appendix. I want a good argument though of people defending the strong side. Because every time, like, if you're not into guns, you just assume at the hip, you don't really think in the front. I never thought about the front until Sean Strickland. Still seeing him running around with the gun. I'm like, what? Is that a thing? Never really paid attention. I know my brother-in-laws do it. Never really paid much attention to it. Moss opens up the curtains and women start screaming with joy. It's crazy, man. I'm telling you, it's nuts. It's nuts. Look at this. It's nuts. I don't even, it's crazy. When we started the channel, we got this award. When we started the YouTube channel, the I Am a Goddamn Celebrity Award. This thing, for those of you old enough to remember this trophy, it used to speak. We used to do bits around this trophy. It's a toilet brush. I got this from my cousin Sue. It's a great trophy, great award. And this used to be a big part of our show. Wonderful, Wonderful on the bottom 8 years ago. And with all the fame and accomplishments that we have, it comes with a consequence. You know, it comes with, I'll just leave him over here for now. It comes with a consequence to be this famous. You know, to have, like, I don't know, in 8 years, 10 people asked for pictures. But it's 10 more. 10 more than some. You know? And oh boy, we gave them those pictures. We gave them those pictures. Because I'm a man of the people. Even though my celebrity status has gone to places where, I mean, unfathomable places. We're still here for the peeps. Who invented the brush next to the toilet? That thing hurts. What? Hurts? It is a great invention, right? The toilet brush? It's a fantastic invention. And a fantastic addition to a trophy.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, back to business.
This video started, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to this video sponsor, which is the Armories. The Armories are a few...
Today I was walking, we went for a family walk. We like to go for like neighborhood family walks. So today we go for this walk and I smell this weed. Yeah, let me tell you, it's story time. It's me, my kids are in the stroller. It's Jesse. There's a car. There's not many cars double parked or parked in, I should say parked in the street. But there was one car in the street and we're walking and this car is there sitting there and I smell all this weed and I'm like, yeah, there you go. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy life. Jesse's got her shirt like this. Like she doesn't even cover up the fact that she can't stand the smell of skunk. She can't stand it. So she's got the shirt covering her nose. She don't give a fuck. And I walked past the car, and there was a young African-American male, sitting in that car, and he looked like he was having a great time. And I looked at him like, good on you, buddy. Good on you. And I keep walking. The family keeps walking. Jesse's got the shirt over the nose. I'm like, I still smell this weed. I'm like, what? And it's getting stronger now. As I walk past further from the car with the young African-American male. And I'm going... I'm like, how does that work? How does that work? And then I look off to my left, and there's an old white guy sitting there just puffing on the fattest of joints. And I'm like, wait, did I just assume that guy was smoking weed over there? Did I just profile that man, that young man? He might be just harmlessly just sitting in his car waiting for his girlfriend to come out. But me, I just jumped to the conclusion, and I know Jessie did too. She didn't say anything. It wasn't the young African-American male. It could have been both of them simultaneously smoking weed, but the odds of that are probably slim. It was Mr. Cheech and Chong weed because that's what he was smoking. I go, bro, you're having a good time. I'm like, is that the good stuff? And he's like, I hope so. He's puffing on it. Jessie just keeps walking with her shirt over. Like, just no fucks given. She just keeps maneuvering her way up the block. And I'm having this conversation with the old guy. And he's like, this is that. Like, this guy's fucking stoned. He's like, this is that Cheech and Chong weed. You know, we got a couple exits up. It's great weed. You know, this stuff. It's so far so good. He's like, hey. And he pulls up like it's like a pack of cigarettes. He opens it up. He's like, you want one? And I'm like, I'm on a family walk. I'm probably going to get high on Gummy Gang. No, I'm good. Thank you. I didn't say all those things. That was in my head. I didn't want to, let him know about this. But anyway, it's just so funny. And then we start walking away. I catch up to Jessie and the kids. And I'm like, did I just profile that dude? Like, did I just assume that he's just high? I think that, and she just ignores it. Like, I say things like this, and she just like shakes her head. I'm still gonna say they were both smoking weed. I don't know. Stereotypes would make the world go round. I mean, it's nothing bad. Like if he's smoking weed, he's smoking weed. I have no problem with it. I'm not like these damn black kids are smoking weed. No, I'm not thinking that. But for some reason, I assumed he was the one puffing away. Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke is making it into the movie Library of Congress. Is that true? Wait, I saw like Spy Kids, that Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's an interesting selection of movies. Classic. What the fuck, Jeffrey? What the hell, man? So many jokes, man. So many jokes. But then I had to question myself. I'm like, am I racist? Like, did I just assume that kid was fucking smoking weed? And then it's the old white guy a couple of houses down. What's happening? Where's my brain going with this? So I had to like talk to Jesse about it. I wanted to have a moment trying to figure out why did I just profile that kid? You know? But she didn't partake in it. So help me, diagnose me in the chat. Am I full-blown racist? What's going on?
Gun shops located down in the Florida area. My first experience with them was buying my awesome Springfield TRP. Just a completely standard customer, nothing to do with the channel, and I had such a good experience.
Oh, he's plugging the store. All right, cool. Looks like a great store.
Them out, let them know that. Well, let's go ahead and
we need another sponsor, man. We need a THC sponsor ASAP. ASAP. THC ASAP. That's the missing link to our sponsorships. We got the gambling sponsor. My bookie's phenomenal. Use the promo code MMA-HOLES. But THC? Anybody?
Ruffle some feathers, my friends. This is gonna be probably another wild ride. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm all about it. We're ruffling feathers in this.
We're going to discuss the differences between appendix carry in my own experience and strong side carry.
The guy at the gun store talked me out of leather cases. He said because when they wear down, they can kind of go in where the trigger is, like kind of warp into where the trigger is, and when you could push it, like it might fire the gun as you're putting it back in the holster. I'm like, what? That can happen? So I was like, none of that. So now I'm looking only at the hard cases. That sounds terrible. Could you imagine? Like, what the fuck? Am I Racist 2 starring Moss? I couldn't get through that movie. Racism, a pigment of imagination. Ooh. Well, I think we all see color. As long as there's no hate behind it, you know, that's when it gets fucking dicey. When everyone's running around calling each other racist, chances are those people, those loudmouths, are the biggest racists out there. Like, there really shouldn't be racism now. It's fucking stupid. It's 2024, right? But we see color. Like, Jessie says she doesn't see color. I'm like, how the fuck do you not see color? You know, like, I see if someone is whatever color they are. I see it. That doesn't make you racist. It's just you see the fucking color. Like, that's the big deal. That leather carry looks nice. I feel like leather would be more comfortable, though. That's why I was leaning towards leather. You know, I feel like that'd be way more comfortable to have that in there instead of like a hard case. That's why, you know, and by the way, back to the race thing. That's why it's so great being on YouTube. Even if you are fucking racist in the chat, there's no room for it. Because no one knows what color anyone is in the chat. We don't even know if you're a guy, a tranny, a fucking Johnny Smith. We have no idea. We have no idea what you are, you know? It's a beautiful, that's why YouTube and social media can be such a beautiful thing if you have a solid community. No one gives a fuck. I love it. We are not our colored bodies, though. I'm Simpson yellow. Simpson yellow. Sometimes Jessie's yellow. She's sometimes Simpson yellow as well.
I have been carrying a firearm now for about 10 years. And for almost the entirety of that time,
I'm going to be carrying for about 10 minutes once I get this holster in. Racism is built into everyone. No one is truly colorblind. That's so true, Jamie. And I appreciate that comment because listen, once we're more self-aware and honest, like it's just it's fucking how we are. You know, we just see color. That's, you know, it's there. It's just fucking there. As long as there's no hate behind it, then you're fine. But yeah, some people, I think the hate portion that is, you're like raised into that shit, you know, or your surroundings influence you, and that's where you go into that direction. But yeah, everyone's got, you know, I don't know, it's in them. Like, you know, who cares? It's like no one gives a fuck. We're all just people, baby.
Was appendix carry all the way. There was no other option that I saw that was...
He was appendix carry all the way. He switched. This is what I want to see. Everyone's trying to shove appendix down my throat.
...viable other than appendix carry. And I saw that kind of mirrored in the industry all over the place, especially at that time when I started looking into concealed carry. This was kind of, I don't want to say the new thing. Of course, it was not the new thing, but the sidecar style of holster was really the new hotness at the time. And
Super
for
hot.
many years, appendix carry served me well. And there are probably going to be a few times, probably a lot of times in the future, that I do appendix carry again. When I am looking at appendix carry, the benefits still exist. If you are looking to carry a full-size gun like this VP9, what we're talking about today with concealed carry is full-size pistols. With appendix, you have the really nice ability of being able to hide on your person and conceal a very large firearm. This is a full-size VP9. I had an X300 weapon light, and then I also had a spare 20-round magazine on the opposite side, and many times, in many situations, conditions, someone would have absolutely no idea, as it should be, that I had a gun on me, let alone a gun on me with almost 40 rounds of total capacity right in that 12 o'clock position.
Wow.
So you have that major benefit of appendix carry. Over the years,
that's a lot of capacity.
When I'm just carrying with a t-shirt over the front of it, I noticed that as I walked forward, wherever I was outside, even if it was a light wind or a small, just from walking, your shirt tends to kind of like press up against your...
That's true. If you have it in front, windy day, and then all of a sudden you see that they see you got a piece. And now you're in trouble.
Your gun, and you just happen to see it a lot of the time. And when you're out and about, you're going to notice that more.
What if you walk over like Marilyn Monroe and your shirt just goes flopping in the air and you're like, ooh, and you're trying to push it down and everyone sees the piece, but then you'll see it on the side too.
At a perfect flat range, maybe not, and it all depends on the type of clothing that you wear, but especially a lot of the like tri-blend shirt material that is designed to be a little bit more fitting, that stuff, I mean, it just sucks to the gun. So those are certain situations where maybe appendix carry that I've realized over the years is not quite as concealable in those areas because the wind is usually hitting you right in the front. Of course, the situation can still be the exact same with strong side carry. The other main benefit that I see to appendix carry is sitting down or driving. A lot of people ask me, oh man, how do you sit down in that? Sitting down in the car for me is far more comfortable with an appendix carry holster than a strong side holster. It is what it is. Wherever you are sitting throughout your day-to-day life, this is not going to be pressed up against your back in a very uncomfortable way, whereas this typically will, especially if you're carrying in that 4:30, 5 o'clock position that most strong side holsters are going to be stitched out for. When you're looking at appendix carry, sitting and driving around, it is by far a more comfortable holster. Some people may never experience this. For me, I have lower back muscular issues that I have been working through.
So, strong side's the back. I'm like fucking 5 minutes into this thing, and I'm like, wait, hold up. I thought it was the side. That's the back, the strong side. I don't know. No one's keeping that shit on the back, so I want to know why this guy's keeping it on his back. Oh, here, strong. I thought it was side carry, but strong side carry. So that's the back, right? Am I getting this correct? Oh, fuck, I'm too high for this shit. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. I've been carry, let's see. It's in the back, right? So appendix versus back. I would choose the appendix over the backs. I mean, what the fuck? By the time... You reach behind you to get your gun. Like, it just feel like it's useless. All right, I don't want this. Concealed carry. Let's see. I'm frozen like Elsa. I'm frozen like Elsa, guys. There we go. I put hip. Strong side carry. What the fuck? What? Why is it all frozen? Look at this. It's not even moving. Here we go. Appendix carry or hip carry. Concealed carry pistol. Okay, this guy's going to get to the point here. Right? Whoa, shit.
Versus AK-47.
Look at my America. Look at my America bench over here.
Everybody has their own opinion, and everybody stands pretty firm on their position.
What's up with this guy's audio? It's only out of my left ear. It's on my left ear. What the fuck?
With not much willingness to waver. What we're going to talk about today is the benefits and the downside.
All right, come on.
Is in your car. A lot of people talk about it in your car, and it's funny because I hear the argument on both sides, but I hear a lot of people say that they find that it would be hard to access their pistol if they're hip carrying, but I hear the exact same argument where people say that the seat...
Yeah, I thought, Pale Monkey, I thought it was the strong side was your hip too. Apparently that's not the case. It's your back. The fuck?
Belt inhibits their...
Why can't we just say hip and back carry? Like what? You know?
Their, I guess, access to their pistol and a...
Cock pubes. Top of the pubes carry. Position. Top pubes carry. Hip carry, back carry?
Appendix carry. I find, and I carry both ways, appendix and hip, I find that it doesn't inhibit my access to the firearm one way. The reason being is because when I appendix carry, the seatbelt literally goes across the front of my holster area where my belt is, where my actual belt on my clothes is. So that being the case, I
tell you, carrying while you're driving though, like you might as well just get a little holster for the fucking car.
The only thing I really have to worry about is the garment, the loose-fitting garment that I may have at that particular time that's over my pistol. And all I do whenever I enter my vehicle, when I know that I'm appendix carrying, is I always untuck my shirt from my seatbelt so that it's laying on top of my seatbelt. So in the event that I need to access my pistol from appendix carry, it's easy to get to. I also find that whenever I'm hip carrying, not a big deal. It's a little bit more of an effort, I will say, because you are having to bring that on.
Oh, he's frozen. Again. Yeah, it does seem like it's quicker out of the front. There's a magnet option for your car? Yeah, that would be, but what the fuck just happened here? That was weird. This guy's audio's all jacked up and shit. Yeah, like if you keep it in your car, you can just slide it out and you're good. Like that would make more sense.
And quite frankly, I don't have enough experience to really talk to you guys about holstering or unholstering with a tucked-in shirt because I don't do it much. Very, I mean, it's dress clothes is whenever I'm tucking my shirt in. Very, very seldom do I have a shirt tucked in. I've kind of trained myself to use my strong hand, the actual holstering hand, my thumb to hook the garment and pull up on it. So whenever while I would probably use my left hand if I needed to, because it may be a little quicker if both of these guys are going in the same direction at the same time, I find that I don't need to because my thumb is willing and able to be able to hook very easily and just grab that.
Yeah, the guy at the gun store told me it's the most dangerous is putting it back in. Taking it out is not the problem. It's when people put it back in, it gets caught on shit, and that's when you start blowing your shit off.
Garment in front. Same with my hip. I mean, I'm going to go back there and pull that firearm out. It's very, very easy to do. Very easy to do. I don't find that there's any kind of inhibit. I mean, like I said, if I want to use...
Actually, the thumb technique looks like it's more... It's easier on the hip than it is in the front. In the front, like if you have a little belly or something like that, it could hit off the belly and then slip off and shit. Like the side, less likely, unless you have love handles, I guess, then you're fucked.
Use my support hand, I very easily can. But again, using that right thumb...
You never hear anyone with a New York accent doing these videos.
To hook that garment and pull it up is very easy for me to do. So again, I don't see a whole lot of a difference there. Okay, if I'm sitting here and I'm carrying a pin...
Should I buy a tank? There's a tank in the chat. This says I should buy a tank. Huh. That'd be cool.
Index. This goes against every single thing that I have been taught. to holster my firearm, especially sitting down.
Yeah, what the
And I say
fuck?
especially sitting down. I'm not even going to demonstrate this. It's because I'm going to have to.
Dude, yeah, like what the fuck? Look how this guy's got to put the gun in. While he's sitting, fucking whole bull sack is hanging.
Flash myself with the muzzle
Your
if
leg.
I want to holster this firearm right now. Okay? I'm just not comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
That goes against every rule that I've ever been taught. Mainly, never aim a firearm at anything that you're not willing to destroy. I'm not willing to destroy what I'm aiming at if I holster this firearm right now.
sure?
Just not willing to.
At this day and
However,
age?
let's say I wanted to do the same hip carry. I can do that. At the angle that my holster is right now,
Yeah.
I am never, ever muzzle flashing my torso, my hip, my leg, nothing like that at all. That's where there's a distinct difference between appendix carry and hip carry. In my opinion, that is probably the biggest difference. Because again, I know a lot of you guys out there are appendix carriers, and I have no problem with it because I do it myself. But when I put my firearm on my belt or in my holster, I never, ever holster my firearm sitting down. And one quick point that I want to mention in terms of appendix holstering, if you're a 1911 guy, and of course this is a smaller size 1911, but if you're a 1911 guy, most of those guys are going to be holstering using a leather holster. I do. Anytime I carry a 1911, it's very rarely in a Kydex holster. It's most likely in a leather holster, but it's in a form-fitting leather holster. As you can see, this particular holster, I'm not picking on the holster or the manufacturer for that instance because these guys make great holsters.
Well, no matter what gun, I feel like you have to get a form-fitting holster. I mean, I don't know.
Because if you choose the wrong holster, it may not be very conducive with the type of carrying that you're doing, and you're risking the fact that you very well may get shot. Again, I'm not.
God. Shooting yourself is got to be the dumbest thing ever.
Trying to discount.
Knock on wood. I don't want to fucking shoot myself.
Leather holsters at all. There are some great leather holsters out there. Galco, I think DeSantis is the way they pronounce.
I got talked out of the leather holsters by the guy at the store.
Type of pistol is supposed to go into that holster because you can tell by looking at the holster what gun belongs inside of it. It's very important because
this guy's audio is all jacked. It's just coming out of the left side. So if you have it on mono, you're fine. But if you have it on stereo and you have headphones in, it's just one ear is hearing this.
they're taking away all the slack, all the additional leather that you're going to have that could cause some problems later on with sweating and then initially or eventually in holstering. Okay, now let's talk about the actual motion, the actual act of unholstering my firearm. If I'm appendix carrying, it's basically going to take me, if I'm walking my hands to my side, 3 steps. And they're simple steps, and it's all muscle memory, but they are 3 steps. You're talking about 1, 2, 3. Again, up, across, and into the firearm itself before I'm grabbing it. So I'm going up, across, and then I'm holstering.
It's the same,
or I'm grabbing
same 3 steps of masturbation as well.
Firearm. Whereas if you have your
There's
hand
a 3-step process to get to your cock. When you want to please yourself.
hands to the side and your hip carry.
When you want to take a life and please yourself, same 3 steps. Both very different outcomes.
You're going back and then down. You've got 2 steps.
You're shooting a gun both ways.
1, 2. It's because of the front motion of coming to the front that you're adding that extra step. So the problem is I'm wasting a little bit of energy. And anybody that shoots IDPA, USPSA will tell you that that wasted movement is a little bit of time. It's a little bit of time that your attacker can come at you and get to you. But again, we're talking about 1, 2, 3 versus 1, 2. So there's, again, I know we're splitting hairs here, but it's an actual fact. So keep that in mind that you are expending just a hair, a little bit more energy and motion whenever you're appendix carrying in the event you are in condition red and you need to fire and draw and fire that firearm. Let's talk now about condition red and I'm being attacked. I'm being attacked now from the front. Okay, it's going to be natural for me to step backwards if somebody is attacking me from the front. It's just natural. I'm very rarely going to stand flat-footed with my shoulders above my feet and stand like this. You're in a condition to retreat slightly before you counterattack if you are in fact going to do that. Okay, the problem I see with appendix carry is that if a guy is coming at me from the front and I am appendix carrying, when I go to lift my garment up, I'm exposing that pistol. He's going to see that pistol. So if this guy's coming at me with a knife and I'm still fearing for my life.
Your mom is still watching? Oh, my God. I apologize again, Mama Monkey. I thought the women were in bed. We've been 3 hours live. I thought we were safe, but clearly we're not. I'm sorry.
But he's coming at me with a knife, and I know he's...
I don't know how many steps it takes for you to get to that stage, but
or he's probably...
But I hope it's quick.
...going to attack me. Maybe he's got a slow gait, a slow walk, but a deliberate walk right towards me. Now I've shown him that I'm carrying. He may pick that pace up. He may start lunging at me, run at me, sprint at me. Whereas if
I think the front, someone's in a quick pick, you're out. Side, it is a little bit more reach, grab. You know, here you're in combat. You're fucking, you could just grab it. Over here, not so much. So that's where, like, when it really counts, that's where it's probably the best.
Actually have a hip carry, and I'm backing up again, whether I'm standing flat-footed or now I've concealed this firearm even more because now I've dipped that hip rearward. So when I'm going for it now, you're not going to see what I'm going for. So there's a very good chance I could at least slow that by myself, maybe a half a second, maybe a full second. But I'm going to buy myself a little bit of time to where I can get to that firearm and I can draw it and get muzzle down on that guy before he has a chance to close that gap and get completely right on top of it.
Attacked from the front, hip carry has the advantage? Did I read that correctly? I thought it would be the front. Did I hear hip carry is...
Guy, before he has a chance to close that gap and get a very good chance I could at least slow that by myself, maybe a half a second, maybe a full second. But I'm going to buy myself a little bit of time to where I can get to that firearm and I can draw it and get muzzle down on that guy before he has a chance to close that gap and get completely right on top of me. Now, what if I'm attacked from the rear? What happens there is...
true if they're on you. So say if they leap on you or some shit. I didn't think of that. If they leap on you and your hands are wide apart and you're trying to fucking push off on his face, you're trying to eye gouge and fucking hit him to the body, you can't get to your gun if he's on top of you. Like if he's in your guard and shit like that, he's pressing on you. It's not really, but you can get to your...
Now I've got my concealed carry firearm in appendix carry, and if a guy's coming from behind, number one, he probably has no idea that I'm carrying because this is completely blocked from his vision, but he also cannot get to my pistol
so now the front's better, for this.
Coming around and trying to grab in front. Believe me, it's a lot harder for him to get to this.
He can get to the seatbelt lock. Like if he's Aljamain Sterling, he can get that thing with no problem. Aljo could get it easily. Merab could get it easily. Khabib, Islam Makhachev, easy. You clearly don't watch the UFC.
Than it is for me to get to this in this type of position.
In fact, it's easier to get it there if you're shooting from behind and you're wrapped around the body. You're not going to go like this. Like going like this is you're going to try to butt fuck him or something like that, right? You're not going to just go like this. You want to restrain him, grab the gun, fucking shoot him. You're not going to hold his hips or try to fuss around. I don't know. I feel like you start fussing around with his fucking hips, you can get slapped. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know. Guys, what do you think? I think they could get it both ways. Someone grabs you from behind, their hands are right there by your appendix. So I think he's wrong on this. I should make a counter video on this. This is from an MMA mastermind here. I mean, I got the award to show it. I debunked this.
Whereas in hip carry, he may actually see that I'm carrying. Guys that have a trained eye,
although seeing it,
look at another man in a store, grocery store, mall, or whatever, and usually can tell that they are concealed carrying. It's somewhat easy to see, even if the guy is carrying properly and not printing. A lot of times you can see that slight gradual movement and how that garment might drag across that grip, and you can tell. So this guy behind me may know that, for one, he knows that I'm probably carrying. And he can very easily dislodge my pistol from my holster before I can even get my hand back to try to block him or go for the pistol myself. So I see a very strong advantage when you're getting attacked from the backside, from the rear, that the appendix carry has a pretty distinct advantage versus the hip carry. There's a lot more things to think about when you're talking about...
This is wild, man. These are things I never thought about before. Like all this shit I never thought about before. But now, I do. How quick would you be to spark a fool that breaks into your home? That's instant. Yeah, they're done. I'm not going to yell at them to get down. They're dead. I already came to. Actually, you know what? Let me see. Yeah, I already made that decision. Yeah, my neighbor's a cop, and he says once they enter your house, smoke them. You know, doesn't matter if they're fucking whoever the hell they are. They have invaded your property and take them out. Hopefully it's not your folks trying to. Well, I think they would text or call or something. Yeah, smoke them, carnage them. This is fun guy that goes around. I was watching before. Let's see. Staging home defense gun near an entry. What's this?
You think maybe you're getting a package or an unexpected friend is coming over to hang out, and you suddenly realize that it's actually a potential lethal threat that you need to be prepared to defend yourself from, especially in a situation where there may be other people in the house and you can't just simply run to a barricade area because you're concerned that someone might break through the door and go in a different direction, hurting family members that may be in that area.
I have already planned it out. Me and Jesse and the kids are going to have drills every single day. Prepare. After supper, prepare drills. You hear a ding, and we all fucking go into position. We all grab our weapons. We aim it at the attacker every day.
In that case, it's going to be a great idea.
The training will be so drilled into their heads that they'll be trained assassins. No one can break it.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Hey, Hearns. How you doing, Hearns?
There's an expert in anti-kidnapping, former US Army Major, named Felix Batista. Dude gives seminars to wealthy Mexicans. He ended up getting kidnapped. That sucks they never found him.
Oh my God, dude. What? An expert in anti-kidnapping for U.S. Army Major named Felix Batista. He ended up getting kidnapped. What? That's crazy. Thank you, Hearns. Thank you. Hope you're doing well, Hearns.
Have some type of defensive tool, and in this case, a defensive firearm, staged near your entryway. So imagine I'm coming up towards the door, and I maybe look out the window and I see someone who's obviously a threat. Maybe I had reason to believe that's unusual for someone to be there, and I looked at my camera on my cell phone that's tied into a porch camera. Maybe I
got fucking cameras everywhere. I'm like a casino. I got cameras inside, outside. I got cameras all over.
Came right up and looked through the peephole. Maybe I didn't even have to approach the door because I heard someone fire a shot outside and say, "I'm going to kill you, Rob." Or someone's pounding on the door and I see the hinges moving as they're smashing against that door with their full body weight. Well, obviously
you guys see that unicorn trailer? I forgot what it's called, like something about killing a unicorn. I put it in a Discord. Dude, I want to see this movie so bad. I want to see it so bad. Hold on, let me take a leak. Let me take a quick leak over here. And then we'll finish up with this fella.
I love UFC, it is for me. Oh, I love the UFC.
I open up YouTube. I look for the fight. I don't want to pay. It's too much money. So take out my dick and rub on that honey. I'd rather my penis be stung by some bees than pay those ridiculous fees for the UFC. Oh, thank God for the MMA-HOLES. Oh, thank God for the MMA-HOLES. I see a beautiful bearded man with his beautiful wife. I cannot resist to hit that like. I swiftly subscribe and ring the notification bell. All of those other YouTube channels can go to fucking hell. Oh, thank God for the MMA-HOLES. 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 Oh.
for the MMA-HOLES. Oh.
Where do we leave off? Unicorns are official animal mascot for Scotland. Oh yeah, Nosferatu looks good. I'm waiting for that to hit my streaming app. Nosferatu looks very good. And it's A24. The Unicorn movie is... Oh, no, is that A24? No, it's not A24. The Unicorn movie is A24. I watch anything that's A24, I give it a go. The Unicorn movie looks hysterical.
Last thing I want to do is to put myself in a position where I need to be near the door. Now, for some reason, the door is left unlocked. Maybe you only have the standard lock, you don't have the deadbolt lock set, or if you have some other security lock, then it may be a compelling thing to do to increase the structure of the door. Now, if somebody's already pounding on it, maybe you don't want to get that close. But if you see someone outside who looks like they're potentially a threat, and it's the middle of the day, and you have some type of extra security locks that you haven't engaged, now's the time to do it. But very quickly, you're going to want to move into a position to access that staged defensive firearm. Now, you notice I didn't turn my back on the door. Remember, that door could come open at any moment, and I may need to fight as opposed to arm myself. In this case, I'm going to use this Tactical Walls picture frame. This is a clandestine...
A tactical wall picture frame. Anyone have one of those?
Staging area that uses RF.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start leaving weapons in decorations. This way, at any point... I'll be strapped, and I'll have decoration. That's true. You don't want to walk around your house with the fucking weapon on. Some lunatics probably do. Put a piece everywhere.
RFID to open up
the fuck?
And release.
Look at this dude. Oh my God.
Access to these firearms. In this case, I've got a medical kit. I've got a light. Right now, all I need is that firearm.
What if you don't have the key? The key. Like, what did he... I guess a fingerprint. Like, what if the power goes... I don't know. What the fuck?
This is a clandestine staging area that...
What if your power's out? Does that thing have a battery backup? Like, what if it doesn't open? If the power's dead, you're dead.
Uses RFID to open up and release access to...
Oh, the key. The key's on top of the... I see. The key's on top of the fucking thing. What if... I don't know. Well, I guess they wouldn't know it's there, right?
These firearms. In this case, I've got a medical kit. I've got
now when people go into break into a house, they're gonna feel on top. Look for the key.
A light. Right now, all I need is that firearm. I need to get that firearm into my ready position because it's inside of a holster piece here, one of the crossbreed module pieces. I know that there's already a round in the chamber. If I had the gun just sitting here on the magnet, I'd probably need to chamber a round.
Look, I still can't get over. You know, you go to someone's house. Hey, what do you think of that picture? Behind there. Behind there is what you don't want to know. Just concentrate on the mountains and the water. Behind there will take your life.
At this point, I'd be able to move back into a more secure space, getting more distance, getting a little bit of a corner between me and that bad guy. And of course, now is when I would be calling out to the family. I might be calling out to tell someone to call 911. Maybe I have a panic alarm on that remote access app controlled security system, or of course I could just call 911 and then at this point maybe leave the phone right there, maybe put the phone down on the ground, put the phone on speaker, tuck it into my belt and go back into that two-handed ready position. Now if you generally...
I tell you what, doesn't everyone have an alarm these days? My alarm would just, as soon as the guy starts banging on the door, the fucking alarm's gonna go off. You know? They're just gonna fucking, the alarm's gonna go off. So what do you need the panic alarm for? Your alarm's already...
Wonderful, wonderful.
Hey, Hearns, $2 donation, thank you.
What if the thief an expert, then what?
What if the thief an expert? Oh, what do you think? Yeah, like the thief breaks into, kicks the door down, looks for the key on top of your pictures, all your pictures, make sure you don't have any secret guns. Yeah, we've been over 3 hours. Yo, shout out to the people that stuck around deep into the stream. I didn't plan on staying on this long, but here we are. We're here. Merry Christmas. Here we go. It's true, yeah. If the thief, like, chances are, I mean, most of the times it's just gonna be a crackhead, you know, trying. But if it's a well thought out, you know, mission where they're gonna scope out the scene, they're gonna see what kind of person you are. They're probably gonna know right off the bat. But I guess, I don't know. I guess if you have in your picture frame, it's really tough to figure that out. That's a shitty looking picture, painting, whatever. There must be guns behind there.
Carry a firearm concealed or open inside of your home when you're awake for defensive purposes, then something like this may not matter to you. But remember,
Yeah, I was watching this video. This guy always has his piece on him. In the house, out the house, like everywhere. That seems excessive, but I guess I understand why. Once you get comfortable with the concealed carry outside, next thing you know, it's on you all the time. I feel like Sean Strickland showers with his gun.
Many of us live with other family
He puts it to his fucking girlfriend's head while they're mating.
members who are trained in and authorized in the use of defensive firearms around the home to defend themselves or other family members, or maybe me if I'm asleep, and they don't carry a gun around. So thinking about staging a defensive firearm somewhere where it's in close proximity to the entryway, whether that's a front or rear.
Yeah, I would, you know what I would do? I would say, honey, this is where the gun is. If I can't get to it, hopefully you can. Like fucking being strapped in your house that is a whole other level.
Entryway, or maybe both, is something that you should.
Or having it in your picture for this James Bond shit. I don't know.
Seriously consider if you're interested in being as prepared as possible for defending yourself and those you care about inside of your.
If you don't have kids, like I can understand if you have kids, you lock that shit away. But if you don't have kids, I don't know, you fucking put it on a high place where no one would think it is. Just grab it. I don't know.
Your home.
Or a low place. Fascinating. Straight to jail. I just shot him in the back. Home defense. Let's see. Oh, here he goes. Oh, go get him.
Drop it!
That's me. That's shoot first, ask questions later.
What would you do if you're at home and someone kicks in your door?
That's exactly what I would do. I would unload the whole clip into him. That's what I would do, yeah. Hold on. You want to see what I would do? Check it out. Here I am trying to read a nice book. I check out. I go to my phone because I hear an alert, and I'm like, maybe it's one of our community members. Let's respond. And all of a sudden, I see someone at the door. What? My blink camera. Wait, hold up. Oh, shit, he's got a gun. Let's put the Bible down real quick. You know? It always happens when you're reading the Bible, right? It's such a pain in the ass, this Bible. Like, you just want to read the damn Bible. Look. Is that the Bible? What is that? What the fuck is that? Yeah, that's the Bible. It's got the chapters, Luke, John. If you could look really close, it says America, fuck yeah, in that chapter over there. But every time you pick up the Bible, you know, this is why I don't like to pick, you know, when you go to the hotel and they have the Bible in the top drawer, I don't like to touch it because every time I pick it up, for some reason, I'm drawing my gun. It's fucking crazy, man. It's like they know.
What would you do if you're at home and someone kicks in your door? This is a topic we're going to be discussing today.
You unload the clip into them. You place your Bible down. You do that.
Let's get into it. In this scenario, I'm sitting here reading my choice of book, and I hear some type of.
Oh man, he's monetizing the Bible, guys. That's what he's fucking doing. He's monetizing the Bible. Oh my God. Did you see what he just did there? He product placed the fucking the word of the Lord. Jesus Christ. YouTube has gone too far, man. It's gone too fucking far.
Of noise on the front door, okay? So instead of me getting up, I actually check the ring on my phone and go to the live feed, and this is what I see.
You better let me in there, Jason!
The only thing you really need.
If this guy was, he should have one in the chamber ready to go. This intruder.
To take in consideration is, am I going to be able to open my phone up, go to the live feed before this person actually makes entry into the home? So once again, if I'm going to use my phone or not is completely dependent on, do I hear the door being kicked in, glass breaking, things of that nature? And am I far enough away from the door that I can really even make something out? Before we get into this next scenario.
Where did he pull the gun from? I didn't see. Nice front kick. Yeah, that was a pretty good. Oh, here's a holster. Here we go.
Glass and attaches to any surface via a high-strength adhesive Velcro system. What separates this holster from its competition is that it comes with glow-in-the-dark decals that can.
Yo, someone send this to me. I want to open it up with my gifts. I want a holster that I can fucking strap onto my studio desk.
Strategically placed to optimize firearm deployment under low light, no light conditions.
Look at this.
It can also be used for applications such as wheelchairs, which is an
I got my bedside safe.
Absolute.
That's kind of crazy though. Like it's out in the open. Like someone breaks in. Like if someone sneakily gets into your fucking room and they see that glowing, like they're gonna know exactly where your gun is. That doesn't seem very safe. Right? Look at this. It's just.
It can be strategically placed to optimize firearm deployment under low light, no light conditions.
But I mean, it literally's got arrows on it. It's like, here, this is where I am.
It can also
aren't you better off with a safe?
Be used for applications such as wheelchairs, which is an absolute game changer for those.
Oh, that'd be cool. Imagine your wheelchair and you got the fucking piece strapped to your fucking wheelchair.
That are medically impaired yet are not willing to be a victim. I put a link in the description where you can find the Gun Glow holster. And
the Gun Glow holster. Like I put it in my car, right? I would put it, where the fuck did I put it? I put it over here, right in the studio desk. Mike Goldberg tries to break into the studio again like he did that other time. I'd have him meet his maker.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Why are we still alive? What are we doing?
Most Whitey Bulger at age 81. When arrested, he was armed to the teeth and millions of dollars hidden in his drywall.
Wow.
Dude was living in Santa Monica. That's wild. Because of him, Dana left Boston.
That was him, right? Whitey Bulger. 81 years old. When arrested, he was armed to the teeth. Went out like Scarface. Hey, thank you, Hearns, man. You the man, Hearns. Thank you so much. Whitey Bulger. That's what I'm going to be. By the time I'm ready to exit this planet, they're going to find so many weapons. Everywhere. Where you everywhere. Under the toilet seat. You might be a redneck if your gun rack has a gun rack on it. Man, how many years before I turn full redneck?
Now back to the scenario.
I'm like, hey guys. All right, so yeah, so his gun's just sitting on the table. Uh-oh.
Get out of my house! Drop it! Do not enter! Do not enter! Do not touch the knife! Babe, call the sheriff! Do not touch the knife! Do not touch it! Do not touch it!
But let's be realistic. How many times has a loud clang, bang, or...
See, the difference with me, I would have headshot him one shot. But I would have unloaded the clip too, yeah.
or crash happen in your home and you instantly go for the gun. That's very uncommon. It doesn't tie into human behavior. Typically, the curiosity kills the cat. And what we do is when we hear something like this, because break-ins are not normal, right? What is normal and wired into our brain is a simple fact that somebody falls down the stairs, something falls off a shelf.
I gotta subscribe to this guy. This guy's really entertaining. I like the reenactments. How many subscribers has he got? 403K. I'm one of them. Just because he's a God-fearing man that likes to shoot people that enter his house.
And we go without our firearm to investigate. So in the next scenario, that's exactly...
Skip to commit, yet thou shalt not kill. Right, Sober Carl? Unless they break into your house, America. Yeah. Yeah, that one he just conveniently forgot about. Thou shalt not kill. That's a good point, Carl. Good catch. That's pretty funny. I'm sure he has a reasoning, right? He's got some fucking crazy reasoning.
Exactly what happened. I go with my Bible.
Well, maybe the intruder coveted thy neighbor's wife, so it kind of counterbalanced itself. I don't know.
to the position where I can view the front door to see what's happening. By that time, the intruder's making entry.
Here he comes.
And luckily, because I do live this lifestyle,
I thought this guy had a gun. He just got a knife.
my handgun, my CCW, is with me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in some type of setting.
So funny. Yeah, this is the dude I was talking about. He carries his gun everywhere. I've seen this guy before. In the house, out of the house, in his shower. If they don't let him carry it, he's not going there. That's a little crazy.
So I'm able to access it very quickly and address the situation. We've taken some time to read the comments, and we understand that laws do vary.
But I guess if you're so comfortable around your gun, you know, you don't have kids running around and shit like that, fuck it. Do you? Whatever makes you comfortable.
Vary state to state, and also opinions, but opinions don't matter when it comes to the laws in general. So when can we shoot and when can we not shoot in general when it pertains to home defense and our safety? Watch this next clip and tell me in the comments if you believe I'll go to prison or not.
I know you're in there, Jason.
He didn't enter the, that's wrong. That's wrong. That is wrong. He did not come in the house. But that's when you drag him inside, right? And clean up the blood outside. You just got to drag him inside. It'd be a miracle if this video is monetized. I have a feeling he can't be monetized.
The answer in most states is the simple fact you will be able to defend yourself in a court of law because this intruder has not only kicked in your door and made entry to your home.
That's true. That's true. He kicked in the door. I forgot about that.
They do have a gun that if they point it at you and pull the trigger, it can reach you. It's not like they're standing there.
That's great to know.
With their fist.
Like my thought is when they're in the house, that's it. They're done.
Jason, get out of my house! Drop it, drop it!
Shot him in the back.
Do not touch it, do not touch it!
Now let's talk about a touchy subject. Can you shoot someone in the back? And the answer is yes and no.
Yes.
It depends on what you're doing, how you...
As long as they're not outside. And as long as they're not at the grocery store. Try to pick up a tomato and you just put one in his back or her back. You can't do that. I know as much as you want to do that, or someone cuts you off, you pull out your gun, you shoot them in the back.
You do it and why you do it. Many states have actually removed the law in consideration of response time. And what that means is if I have my sights on you and you jerk very quickly and I pull the trigger out of just a visual response, then I can lawfully defend that, okay? Now, if I allow the person to run 20 feet and then pull the trigger and shoot them in the back, that shows maliciousness that falls...
What if they walk at you backwards? What if they just run backwards, like towards you? You know? You got to still shoot them. I mean, if I broke into a house, I would kick the door in backwards. Like I would like mule kick it, and then I'd run in backwards. This way, they're forced to shoot me from behind. So if I'm going to go, they're going to be in big trouble. So to anyone out there that wants to break into someone's house, run in backwards.
Out of the visual response time, and that is not good. You're probably going to go to prison on that.
Do not come in, do not come in!
In this specific clip right here, you see the intruder starts to turn, and when I pull the trigger, he is at an angle to where the bullet is going to enter the shoulder and probably come out the rib cage of the other side, something like that. So CSI actually can do an investigation and determine that I pulled the trigger within my visual response time.
Hey, Jason! Drop the knife, drop it, drop the knife! Don't touch it.
In this clip right here, the exact same thing, showing that I have a slower response time based on my age, my vision, or whatever the case may be. I do shoot the person in the back. But since I do have a camera on my door, the ring, that is going to protect me and help me show that, listen, I have a slower response time. I did pull.
I like this guy. He says whack him no matter what. Just make sure you cover your tracks. Get off my property.
Pull the trigger within my response time, and that's why he got shot in the back.
Get out of my house. Do not come in. Do not come in.
Look at him rolling.
Now, this last clip is definitely going to land you in prison. So it falls outside of that 0.37 to 0.41 second
Let me watch that again. That shit was fucking funny. Hold on.
clip is definitely going to land you in prison.
Hear it.
Get out of my house. Do not come in. Do not come in.
Now, this last clip is
good.
definitely going to land you in prison. So it falls outside of that 0.37 to 0.41 second response time, which shows that I intelligently processed what was happening, and it shows maliciousness. And especially if you have a Ring camera or something like that, it is not going to go in your favor.
Get on the ground now. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
As we continue going over all of these home defense
I like the yelp. The yelp when he gets shot.
Topics.
Hold on.
Get on the ground now. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
As we continue going over all of these home defense topics, something to take in consideration is outcomes, and the discussions are absolutely endless. So I want to give you one more thing to consider. All right, many of you believed that me shooting the person in another video outside my front door threshold was going to land me in prison. Well, it's all circumstantial, okay? So I'll give you an example. In this given scenario, I come around the corner, the intruder sees me, and he beelines it to the left down the hallway. What's so dangerous about that in my given scenario? Well, that hallway leads to multiple bedrooms where my children are. If my children are home, do I have to wait to shoot if they've already kicked in my door, they've already verbally threatened me, and I know if I take 2 to 3 steps in, now they're in between me and my children? And the answer is I can 100% justify that in a court of law. So depending on your layout, who's in your home, things of that nature, the laws can either go against you or they can be in your favor. So a lot to consider. And after reading a lot of the comments, we did come to the conclusion, because we're in the state of Texas, there's a lot of confusion on what you can and can't do. So I'm going to give you the process that I recommend to everybody. Understand the law is the interpretation of not only the lawmaker, the judge, the jury, the prosecuting attorney, the defense attorney, the local law enforcement entity that will be writing the report, and yourself. That's 7 entities that can twist, manipulate, misinterpret, or get the laws right. So that's a lot of stuff to take in consideration.
Okay.
So what
All right, I got the gist. Well, let's see.
I recommend is, 1, study the laws yourself.
Yes.
Be as educated as you can be in them. 2nd, go to your local law enforcement authorities and talk to them and find.
I tell you what, I talked to my neighbor. He's law enforcement. He just, like, as soon as they're in your house, they're done. So there we go. Got that taken care of. But the most important thing to remember is Joe Rogan carries his gun in a fanny pack. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. There he is, sipping on something. Wow. All right, guys. Well, that was fun. We accomplished a lot tonight. A lot of stuff here tonight. I hope you wrote everything down. I hope you learned a lot, because I know I did. So much information in 1 second channel stream. Wow. All right, guys. We'll see you Friday morning, bright and early, for 1FC. I'm talking about really early. If you're an MMA fan and you want to hang out on the main channel. And then Saturday, boxing, and then BKFC at night. So Fury Usyk and Christine Ferreira's fighting. So you know we're going to be supporting our Christine Ferreira friend. Yeah. Next week, we got our Christmas stream. We'll be opening the packages. I saw something came in the mail today. I got to go get it. But if you're going to send something, send it soon so I can make one trip to the box. And yeah, before you know it, the UFC will be right back. Fuko Fridays next Friday. The finale, the Money Belt finale on Fuko Friday. So that's happening. We got a strong end to the year. All right, good night, guys.
Gummy gang, 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 gummy gang. COSTA guy. Gummy gang, 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 gummy gang. Gummy gang, 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 gummy gang. Gummy gang, 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 gummy gang.
We MMA hoes, community be so dope. We got the best watch alongs, the internet say so. Who you gonna pick now, the over or the under? Chris will give his picks out and I don't trust no other. Main card or the prelims, it don't really matter. UFC fight nights and pay-per-views on a platform.